What's going on, everybody? It is your humble YouTube live stream host, Timothy Ward here, in a new situation, new setup, trying to figure everything out, trying to get the lighting right. Maybe not as crisp as I'd like it to be, but we okay, we good. How you doing, Midnight? First, I see you, I see you, I see you. Y'all know me, when I first get a new situation, I'm very picky about it, so give me a minute I want a little more light. I got to figure something out. We'll work on that. In the coming streams, we'll work on that. How you doing, Jennifer? We definitely, in the coming days, are going to try to regain our title as the live stream king. Feel like we fell off a bit, but we're back. We got a really good topic to talk about today. I am who I am. I do what I do. Why are we all so afraid to just be ourselves? We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that. In the beginning, I might go on a little bit of a rant, but of course, after that's over, we'll get to the community, everybody talking. I will be reading the comments. Here in a second, I might go get my glasses. Actually, might go get my glasses. My eyes are feeling a little weak this morning. Actually, I'm gonna get those right now. Hold on. Where did I put them? Where are my glasses? Okay. All right. Okay, we here. Genesis, I see you. Jay, I see you. Let me make sure I can. Oh, hold on. Give me a second, folks. We gotta clean these up. I got like crazy eyelashes, so eyelashes always got like eyelash grease all over my glasses. Let's see if that's better. Ooh, there we go. Okay, all right, cool. Let's get right to it. Let's say these hellos. Ken checking in. Rebecca, how you doing? We already got discussion about the topic. I love it. MP 2468. We back. How you doing, Belinda? Angela checking in. Good to see you. So the reason I came up with this topic, and good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everybody. It's all love. The reason I came up with this topic is because I get a lot of comments, blessed every comment I get, even the trolls, but I get a lot of comments from well-meaning people who, when they see certain things about my lifestyle or my behavior, are always asking me questions like, and nothing wrong with any of this. Let me just first off start saying nothing wrong with any of this. This is just what got me thinking along these lines. People always ask me like, oh, what's your sign? What's like your star chart, blah, blah, all that stuff. Because they're trying to figure out who I am based on that. Or based on that, maybe this is why I act certain ways. A lot of people ask me about the Briggs-Myers, whatever test. Oh, what are you on that? I get lots of questions, people asking me, oh, have you looked into this? You might be this. Or have you looked into possibly being on the spectrum? Have you blah, 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 blah. And it got me thinking, once again, nothing wrong with any of this. And I appreciate, people asking. Is when people stop asking you questions about yourself that, it's over. But it got me thinking. I'm like, because all this stuff they ask me, I have no clue what they're talking about. Like I have a clue what they're talking about, but I don't, but it got me thinking, in life, it seems like we are always looking for something outside of ourselves to explain why we are the way we are. You ever notice this? We're always looking for something outside ourselves, something that someone else came up with, something society came up with to explain why we are the way we are. But at the end of the day, and my response to most of these questions is, I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't go to college. Is like I don't like I said, I know what they're talking about, but it's just like I don't really go in for a lot of that stuff because I've just embraced and accepted that I am who I am. You know what I mean? Like, even if I was to look into a lot of this other stuff, I'm still me. You know what I mean? Like if you look into something outside of yourself to explain why you are the way you are, It only really matters if you're going to try to like fix it. You know, if something's wrong with you and you get a diagnosis, that is only helpful if you're like trying to get like medication or a way to fix it. Though I will admit, sometimes there's peace of mind. Sometimes there's peace of mind in knowing what's wrong with you. But like, I don't think anything's wrong with me. I don't think there's anything wrong with any of us. I just think we have stuff we got to work through. You know what I mean? And I just feel like we spend so much time trying to get someone else to tell us what is wrong with us or tell us why we are the way we are. And we don't spend enough time just accepting this is who I am. If you want to name it something, if you want to label it, cool, but this is who I am. Now, if there's things about me that I want to change, if there's areas I want to grow, cool. But like, I don't need to always, if you want to, cool. But like, I feel like we're just in this game of trying to figure, oh, this is, well, it's like a victim based game because we all know people. We all know people that once they get some type of like name for whatever is wrong with them, they got some type of label. Now they suddenly become a victim. And anytime you talk to them, they want to tell you, oh, I can't do that because of this. I can't do that because I'm this. Oh, because of this, I can't. You know what I mean? It becomes a crutch. It becomes an excuse. Whereas at the end of the day, we're all just who we are. You know what I mean? If we all just went around and said, I am who I am, I do what I do, I have, for whatever reason, I got these areas over here I want to improve, but I'm going to improve, I think we would see a lot more improvement. But it's like society wants us to feel like there's something wrong with us, there's something broken about us, there's something different about us, and typically wants to sell us something to fix that. But in lieu of that, it kind of likes to use that, I feel, to hold us down. But at the end of the day, I feel like it's very simple. You are who you are. You know, it's very simple. You don't have to engage in any of this other stuff. All we have to do is just figure out who we are. Take the time, go inside, get introspective, figure out who we are. We don't have to figure out what society labels it, what doctors label it, what our guidance counselor labels it. But no, none of that. You don't need none of that. If you want to do all that, cool. But I'm just saying, at the end of the day, we don't need any of that. We just have to figure out who we are. Who am I? What are the things about me I want to change? Where are the areas I want to grow? It's very simple. I always wondered why all the wise women and men in history and like all the sages seem to be like a lot of them seem to always have like this smile on their face. You know what I mean? Someone like Sid Guru, who's always laughing, like this deep belly laugh, his whole body laughs. You know, you see a lot of the sages either pretty quiet or just, they just have this look of just like joy. You know what I mean? It's always like they knew something. And I'm starting to see, I think that they know one of the things uh, they know is that there's really not a lot to know. You know, like you just have to be, you have to exist. You are who you are. All this other stuff, all this extra stuff society heaps on us, all these labels, and it's not real. We're all just who we are. And all we have to do is be ourselves. And if there's something we don't like about ourselves, okay, we change it. We work on changing it. But we don't have to get all wrapped up and think there's all these different things going on with, like I said, if that's your jam, cool. But I think for the average person, it just holds us back. People say, oh, you got to look into this to see if you're this. You look into it, somebody says that is you. Now all of a sudden you have an excuse to not do the things you want to do because you think you're broken because you got ADHD. Okay, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. And once again, I think I see it more just because I get so many people recommending I look into stuff to try to help me like improve my life. And I'm like, I don't need to label this stuff. I don't need someone to like give it a name. You know, I don't. I just it's me. It's a part of me. My beliefs, my behaviors, all this stuff is a part of me. And if I occasionally want to take some time to figure out why, certain things, maybe where they came from, my childhood, okay, cool. But at the end of the day, it's me. It's who I am. I just embrace. All you have to do is embrace it. This is Timothy. It's very freeing. I think that's the main point is how freeing it is. My forehead is like glistening. I got to figure out a way to diminish that glare on my forehead. Hold on. I just saw that. Maybe I can. This might do it. No, it might be that light. Then. What light is given? Is given? Oh, that's given. Hold on. Let me try this. Maybe we do that. No, that's dark too. I got to figure this out. I'm about to put a hat on or something. Sorry, y'all just gonna have to bear with the forehead glare. I got to work out this situation. I'm gonna get it figured out. I'm gonna find a good place to stream here. Um, it's. But my point is like it's the more I start to get even a little bit of understanding or wisdom about this life, the more I'm realizing there's really not a lot to learn. You know what I mean? The more I'm realizing a large majority of like the stress we put upon ourselves. Or I should say the stress we have, we put upon ourselves. Somebody tells you you're XYZ or you have this, and now you go through the rest of your life feeling inferior because someone put a label on you that didn't change anything about you. You behaved this way before and you were cool with it. Maybe sometimes you wondered, someone put a label on it. Now you think you're broken. You're just you. You're just you. You're not a bad person. You're not a broken person. You're a human. Do we sometimes do bad things? Yes. Do we sometimes behave in manners that it'd probably be better not to? Yes. Do we sometimes go against our moral code and it bothers us? Yes. But that's what humans do. We are who we are, and who we are as humans, all this stuff is human behavior. We can let all that guilt, all that victim based mindset go. Like, as long as you feel like you're a victim or something's wrong with you, I don't think we can ever achieve our full potential. Because in the back of your mind, it's always going to be like, well, if I wasn't so and so, I could do it. Nah, do whatever you want, or at least try. Can't be whatever you want in this life, Timothy. You can try. Can't nobody tell you you can't try, right? That's my thing. No one can tell us we can't try. No one can tell you that you, because of whatever they've labeled you, can't do it. And if you try and don't do it, well, you had fun trying. It's self-love. Yes. Someone mentioned in the comments self-love. Just I think we're just naturally brought. It's not our fault. We're just naturally brought up in a society and environments where everyone's down on themselves, so we are down on ourselves. It doesn't have to be that way. Everyone around us is constantly like telling you about what's wrong with them and why they can't do, and they're constantly seeking ways to like fix things about themselves. So we naturally adopt that. Not to mention it's on television and all the advertisements and the commercials, what's wrong with us. That's basically all like advertising is. If you had this, more women would like you. If you had this, you'd be more desirable. If you had this, you'd be more successful. If you had this, if you look like this, that's basically what it's all about. And so we just come up with this like self-loathing. We come up thinking there's something wrong with lots of things wrong with us. But when you go on that journey of self-love and you just like, I am who I am. This is what I got to work with. This is the avatar, the body, the body I was giving for this go around. Like I said, I don't like to say character flaws anymore. I got character traits. You know, this is how I look. These are the traits I have. These are the behaviors I have. If there's someone I don't like, let's work on them. But none of it's bad. It's just it is what it is. It is what it is. You got to play the game with, what I mean? The cards you're dealt is the only cards you can play with. It doesn't do any good to sit there and moan about your cards. You play the hand you're dealt. That's your hand. It don't help to, slap labels on the cards are the cards. Calling it a bad hand doesn't make it a better hand. You know what I mean? Calling it a bad hand doesn't make it a better hand. You play the hand you got. Accept it. Move on. You're fine. You're cool. You're awesome. We all got some work we could probably do. Just do it. Hey, Dark Inception. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's love. Super Chat Squad said, doing a similar move to you, selling my comic book collection today. Hey, sometimes that's hard to do. I give you props. Downsizing like crazy, hitting the road with my leases up. Just me and nature now. Yes, that's awesome. And I love the Batman Beyond picture there. Hey, good luck. Good luck. I'm telling you, it my life is totally different now than it was before. And like I always say, my life was good before. I'm sure you got a good life. Anybody who can have a comic book collection, life is okay. You know what I mean? But good luck. I know it's going to be a game changer. It's just a different style of living. You know what I mean? Different life. And I have learned so much more, seen so much more, grown, met so many more people. Um, you know, had so many more uncomfortable situations, which is how you grow. Ever since I just was like, yeah, downsize, hit the road. Not the lifestyle for everybody, but if you've been feeling like it's the one for you, I applaud you for making the moves. I know it's not easy, downsizing sometimes, especially stuff that means something to us. Like I always say, my identity was wrapped up in my comic book collection. There were days when I was having a bad day and at work or whatever, and I would think about, well, at least when I get home, I can thumb through my comic books and it'll calm me down. No matter what happens today at work, I still got, over 300 Batman comics. You know what I mean? Like my identity was tied up in that. And there's nothing wrong with that if that's where you're at. So it wasn't easy to get rid of some of those books, but like to move on to the life I wanted at that moment is what I had to do. And I've never looked back. I don't think you will either. So that's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, Michael, just learning to be comfortable in our own skin is very important. And I think the more you seek reasons as to why you're not comfortable, the less you're working at getting comfortable. You know what I mean? When you finally just let go and say, this is me. And if no one likes me because of it, and all the stuff we're scared of happening because of who we are and how we look and what we got going on, when you can just embrace that, this is me, this is what I got, and start getting comfortable with it, I think the happier you get. You just let all that other stuff go. And I think that's when the people and the things we genuinely want to come in our life start to come in. People are attracted to the genuine you. Things in the universe are attracted to the genuine you. When we're trying to be somebody else, it don't work like that. It just don't work as well. It's crazy. But when you let go, that's when, what did Alanis Morissette say? As soon as I jumped off of it was the moment I touched down. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's not easy, and it seems like it would be the opposite. But I'm telling you, the moment we're just like, you know what, whatever. I am who I am. I do what I do. You ain't got to like it. You don't have to find it attractive. You know what I mean? You don't have to understand it. That's the moment things start to happen. Priya, thank you, thank you, thank you. Super Chat Squad said fear of downsizing because you paid for that stuff. You know what's crazy, Priya? No, that wasn't. I think for a lot of people, maybe that wasn't a problem for me. Um, and this happens all the time, and maybe it's just who I am. Once I've spent the money, I really don't care. Going into spending money, I get all the, but once I've spent the money, I don't care. I always say pretty much everything I sell at a loss. Once I've spent the money, I don't care no more. You know what I mean? So for me, when it came to downsizing my comic books and all that, I gave a ton of stuff away. I threw a bunch of stuff away. I gave a bunch of stuff away. Some stuff that had like value and I knew I could sell it pretty quickly, I sold. But even then, I sold it at a loss a lot of times because I wanted to sell it quickly. Like I don't get wrapped up in I need to get my money. But no, it's like, and a part of that I think these days is having an abundance mindset. You know what I mean? And the few times I do find myself getting worried about money, I'm like, bro, like universe is abundant, calm down. But yeah, I think a lot of times people do get wrapped up in I'll get rid of this stuff, but I need to get my money back. And I think those a lot of times those people end up not getting rid of this stuff. If you really serious about downsizing, don't worry about the think about what you're focused on. Think about why you're downsizing and then like ask yourself, do I really need to haggle over 10, $15? You know what I mean? No, like that's a piece of advice. When you're downsizing, don't worry about the money you get back unless you need it. A lot of times we don't need it. So many times in life, especially in, affluent countries, we don't need the money. We worry that we might one day need the money, but we get all wrapped up over money we currently don't even need. And sometimes it derails us from doing things we really want to do. So, yeah, for me, I just, I don't care. When it's time to get rid of it, it's time to get rid of it. And most things, we've gotten our money's worth out of it. Like we're weird. Like we'll have something for 5 years, gotten our money's worth out of it, and then we go to sell it. We're like, yeah, but I paid 1,200 for it. It's still in work. Nah, bro, sell that thing for $600. You got your money's worth. You had it 5 years. Let it go. Let somebody else. You know what I mean? And that's abundance, by the way. That's you putting out more abundance because you're letting somebody get something for a cheaper price. That's going to come back to you. Even if it doesn't, it feels good. You know what? I could probably get $800 for this. I'm gonna sell it for five. Get rid of it quick. Somebody gets a deal. They have a story now. Ooh, look what I got for five. You know what I mean? It comes back to you. Promise you. Promise you. Good question, Gordon. You almost down to one carload of belongings. Okay, okay, okay. Angela about to eat breakfast. Got that concert later. Have fun. Have fun. Wally, good question. How do you get out of the stuck phase? Like you know what to do, but you don't know how. When it comes to being a digital nomad, um, I know for me, Wally, I did a lot of research. Um, and once I kind of figured out what I want to do and the methods to do it, I just took action. You know what I mean? I think that's the thing. Once you have identified, okay, this is kind of how I want to do it, I feel like you just have to go for it. Because if you get stuck, you'll stay stuck. You know what I mean? Um, you know how sometimes you'll be driving through mud or something and they're like, gun it, gun it. Because if you slow down, you get stuck, you stuck. So like I feel like once you realize, all right, this is what I want to do, this is a method I've identified, I could possibly do it, you just gotta go for it. Easier said than done, I know. But like you just gotta go for it. Because we can overthink and that leaves us stuck. And then the next time, next opportunity, we do the same thing. Well, I don't know. Like sometimes you just have to like throw caution to the wind. I know it sounds cliche. Sometimes you gotta throw caution to the wind, just do it. Because then that starts the snowball of action. Because if it goes well, which it usually does, well, then you're in the groove. If it doesn't go well, well, then you have to figure out how to fix it. You know what I mean? So, like, once you start the action keeps going. But a lot of times, yeah, it's easy to just, especially in the beginning, You got concerns, you got fears, totally understandable. I'm telling you, if y'all knew how, even to this day, when I make decisions, I'm sometimes like, oh man, this might end badly. But that first, I never forget. Um, right before I was, my last few days in my apartment before I subleased it, I was going to go spend some time with friends, my ex girlfriend, then eventually heading to Yellowstone for my first seasonal job. If y'all knew how, like, I just remember one day I was like walking. It was like the night before I had to be out of my apartment, and I was just like, Tim, what are you doing? I was like, bro, this is crazy. I'm like, what are you like, bro? Like, you're giving up your apartment, everything to go to Wyoming and work in a national park for a company you've never even met anybody face to face. You talk to people on the phone. It might not even be real, bro. I'm like, what are you doing? But I was like, hey, if it works out, if the company is real, this is going to be amazing. This is what I want to do. And I'm like, either way, it's an adventure. Even if it goes horribly wrong, it's a great story. I hadn't had any great stories in a while. So sometimes I do that too. I focus on the story. I'm like, no matter what, it'll be a good story. Yeah, there might be a lot of tears in the story. It'll be a good story. Penny, you said you feel like a fake because you have to fit in the company culture. I mean, there will be times, Penny. I feel like we're, like I always say, if you take the king's shilling, you got to march to the beat of the king's drum. So sometimes at work, if it's just impossible to be yourself because you're at work earning a living, I think we get a little pass there. Yeah, it'd be great to work somewhere where you can be yourself and fit in. But yeah, if there's a company culture and you kind of have to play the game a little bit, that's understandable because you're bringing in your coins, you're getting your shekels up. You know, that's understandable. But I can also understand you just be like, man, I don't feel, I just want to be me. But yeah, we've all had to do things at work or behave a certain way at work that we just were like, but sometimes that just comes with the job, you know. And that's why I'm. As soon as you get off work, though, you're back to being the real Penny. That's one of those things that, like, yeah, I feel like we sometimes we have to accept. Certain times we have to be slightly different for certain reasons. Hey, Bobby J, yeah, you know what I mean. Sometimes you just gotta be you, and people won't get it. Um, and there will be jealousy, there will be envy, because I think deep down inside, everybody wants to just be themselves. So when other people see someone just being themselves, some to people who may not be as far along on their path to enlightenment, it might stir jealousy. You know, it's happened to most of us. We've seen somebody, we get a little jealous, a little envious for whatever reason it happens. But I think it's good to realize that sometimes it's good if someone is jealous of you over something good you're doing. That's good because at least it's stirring up an emotion, and that might be what they need for them to start behaving like you. You know what I mean? What I mean? A lot of times we don't just see something and naturally feel about it emotionally the right way. A lot of times we're jealous, a lot of times we're envious, but we can turn that jealousy, that envy into something positive. And we're like, oh, wait a second. I see what Bobby's doing. I want that. Nah, I'm not. Nah, I'm getting that. You know what I mean? So it doesn't always feel good when people come at us with jealousy, but sometimes we're low key helping them because they needed to see that. A lot of times people only see what everybody else is doing, which is pretty similar to what they're doing. Sometimes people need to see somebody doing something different. Like, wait a second, he out here, she out here, just doing whatever they want, content, comfortable in their own skin. You can do that. Angela gonna have her tie dye on at the concert. Nice. Razzie, yeah, the tuition at Ward University super cheap, super cheap. Joshua, any tips on questions to ask ourselves for introspection? I'm trying to think. I don't know. I'm trying to think. Were there any specific questions? I know me. I spent a lot of time listening to Alan Watts and Osho and a lot of the gurus, and I find myself through their words, like I'll pause it. I'll be falling asleep, and Alan Watts will say something, and I'll pause it, and I'll be like, And there's lots of wise women and men and gurus out there. Those are just some I really appreciate. But even listening to some of the Stoics, or reading some of the Stoics, just stuff will hit me. You know, I feel like the problem with coming up with questions and then asking them to ourselves could be that that's not the question we need. You know what I mean? I think a lot of the self reflection was like organic. It just naturally, thoughts popped to my head, questions popped to my head from listening to other people reading other stuff. Maybe go, because yeah, if someone just hands you a list of questions, ask yourself about this, it may not be what you need. Those questions might work for them, but that may not be what you need to reflect on. So I think, yeah, organic is probably the best way. I mean, that's why I like being in nature. Sometimes I'll just be on a hike and see a babbling brook, and something will pop in my head, and I just kind of stop and have a moment, like, and think about something. You know what I mean? Yeah. Appreciate all the comments. We just hit 100 likes. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. I think it is possible to tell if someone's being themselves. Like, we've all met people that we just instantly knew were authentic. You know what I mean? We've all met people and you were like, she's real. Like, and we've all met people that from the moment we saw him, we're like, this dude is so full of it. Like, you know what I mean? I think it is possible. I think it is possible. You know? Spread your wings and fly. We talked about this earlier. I don't I have like I know what my zodiac sign is, but it means like nothing to me. So I'll tell you I'm a Scorpio. But like that's because people have told me. I don't really go in for all that. I know a lot of people do, but kind of to the point of this whole thing, I'm who I am, whether you tell me I'm a Scorpio or you know what I mean? Even if the star chart when I was born influenced how I am, that's still how I am. So it like means nothing to me because like I'm just Tim. Whether you put a Scorpio label or whatever on it, I still behave the same way. I act the same way I acted the day before someone like told me about star charts or what and zodiacs as it did the day at. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't change anything. To me, it's just like another label people used, and nothing wrong with it. I'm not knocking it. Um, I think it's just another label people use to like, in some cases, justify. But I mean, like, we don't need to justify. Like, I am who I am. I don't need to justify it. I just have to accept it and change the things I don't like. But yeah, I'm Scorpio. No one ever guesses that. I promise you, in my comments, so many very smug people were like, I can tell you're an Aquarius. Like, so many people on a daily basis. No one ever says Scorpio. That's why another reason I'm like, I don't really believe. Anyway, Midnight Bandit, thank you, thank you, thank you. Super Chat Squad coming through with the Canadian cash. Thank you so much. So sorry, I'll ask this again. Do you think that not being oneself has to do with a performative suffering? Appreciate the love. Let me just make sure I'm getting this question right. Perhaps. And by performative suffering, I assume you're meaning like showing the world they're suffering. You know, perhaps for some people it could be. Um, I think just left to our own devices in the world we live in, we're gonna come out not being ourselves, which seems crazy. But I just think we live in a world that teaches you not to be yourself. So just left to our own natural devices, picking up the natural cues and programming for everyone around us, we're just not going to be ourselves. We're going to be trying to be like everybody else. And so I think it takes work to be like, you know what? I'm just going to be me. And I do think there are some people who take it to the next level and just the whole world has to know what's wrong with them and what's going, we know those people. And that's their right if they want to be like that. But I just think it's a natural byproduct of today's society. And I will admit, I'm not sure I totally know what performative suffering means. Those big words. When the words get over like 10 letters, I didn't go to college. Sometimes, it's a struggle. But I appreciate the love. Thank you. Thank you. Crypto Johnny, I don't see myself buying a gaming console anytime soon, but enjoy them 620 games. T Ramos, how's it going? Yeah, MP2, 468. That is a big one. It can be very hard. Take this from someone who's chronically single, seeing other people in relationships. My strategy is that I try not to see a lot of people in relationships. You know, it's just not, that's part of the reason I don't Facebook, don't be on Instagram a lot. I don't follow, you know what I mean? People, I don't listen to love songs. Like I pull myself and I just naturally like being alone. But like, and I did a lot of work to your point, to like accept that I could be single the rest of my life. Hard to do in the beginning. I didn't like it in the beginning, but I've come to where I can say that freely out loud. I might be single the rest of my life, and that's okay. It still doesn't feel 100% good, but I've accepted it. Um, because the thing is, once you get jealous, the fix, if there is one, isn't about once I get jealous, how do I get unjealous? It's about how do I keep from getting jealous. Once you angry, you angry. You know what I mean? Once you jealous, you jealous. The goal is to not get angry. The goal is to not get jealous. Um, and I think a lot of that, a big part for me is I just don't engage in a lot of that romance stuff. When your mind is listening to love songs, watching romantic movies, your mind is constantly on being with somebody. Every time you see somebody with somebody, you get aggravated. When your mind's on other stuff, you see somebody with somebody, you might be like, dang, that'd be nice, but it's different. So that's kind of my thing is like I just kind of I don't engage with all that couple romance love stuff as much as I think other people do, just because I know like I'm not there right now. If I meet somebody, start dating, maybe I'll, crank up the love songs again. And that kind of just makes it to where the emotion isn't as, because like that's all emotional. So if you're constantly engaging with that type of stuff, you're already emotional about it. You already want, you already, so when you see couples, you're like, ah. But when you're not looking at all that stuff, the emotion is not as high. So even if you do kind of feel some type of way when you see couples, it's not as up here. That's kind of how I try. Not saying that's the right answer, but that's my answer. That's a good point, man. Once you stop caring about being judged, yeah, you can be yourself. Like you said, what are they gonna say? You know how many comments I got? And once again, the only reason I bring myself up in these discussions is not saying I'm right or whatever. I I'm the person I know the most about in this life. But um so many people commented on my lone wolf video that I was a middle-aged man wearing a Batman shirt. That's probably why you're single, bro. You're a middle-aged man wearing a Batman shirt, which was funny to me because it never occurred to me that was a big deal. And it's also very funny to me because I'm like, I like Batman, so I'm gonna wear Bat. I literally, when I get rid of that shirt, will buy a similar Batman shirt. I literally have had a Batman shirt like that for probably 5 years running. Also, you'll see I'm wearing my Marvel shirt that I've had forever. I just like the way my arms look in this. Yeah. There were a lot of people who don't wear certain things, or if they got that type of feedback, would like stop wearing the shirt. Oh man, you're right. I'm grown. I'm in my 40s. I probably couldn't, you know, probably couldn't. I shouldn't be wearing. Bro, wear what you want to wear. I don't care. I don't like. Here's the thing too. Once you realize that the people who don't get you aren't the people you want to be around, it doesn't matter. Once you realize that the women who aren't attracted to you or the men who aren't attracted to you aren't wouldn't be a good mate for you anyway, it's okay. Once you realize that the people who don't like what you do aren't the people you want in your life, you don't care no more. It can be hard when people who have to be in your life, like friends, workmates, come at you, but even them, sorry, auntie, this is me. You know what I mean? But like so many, I see this is a comment I get a lot too. Women don't like a man who does blah 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 blah, blah blah. Bro, I'm like, bro, I'll just say single then. I'm not changing who I am to try to attract a mate because like it's the relationship is not going to work out because I'm going to eventually revert back to being the real Tim, and she's going to be like, that ain't what I like. I would much rather be me and a woman come along who's like, I don't know why I like that dude with the shiny ass forehead who be on YouTube, but I just do. You know what I mean? The more authentic we are, the more we attract people who like us for us. It just makes sense. I don't care if people judge me who I'm not trying to rock with. I don't care. A woman will come along and she's like, "Hey, that's so awesome. He wears superhero shirts. That's so awesome. He can't keep a job." You know what I mean? And if you don't, okay. You know what I mean? It's still awesome. I like it. Hey, I think we got another super chat coming through. PJ, thank you, thank you, thank you. That is love coming through with the euros. Thank you so much. International Super Chat Squad. So God bless your wisdom, Tim. Thank you. You're right. Once you start giving up who you really are, which many people do, you're doomed, lost, and empty. Facts. Facts. I mean, because like, where does that end? Thank you so much, PJ. I appreciate that abundance, the support. Where does that end? Once you start giving up who you are for other people, where does it stop? Because it's not going to work, at least not long term. So if that's the strategy you've employed, you're just going to have to keep giving up more and more of yourself. Doing changing that about me didn't work. Let me change this. That didn't work. That didn't work. And before you know it, years have passed. You don't even know who you are. Like you're like, who am I? What am I doing? Which for some people, that's what's necessary. They have to hit kind of a who am I rock bottom. And then they're like, you know what? I'm done. I'm just gonna be me. I'm just gonna be Sheila. I love using the name Sheila. I don't know. That's on my list. I mean, you're not going to be able to please the people you can't please. Actually, there ain't nobody you need to please in this life. The people you need to please are naturally going to be pleased. You know what I mean? Like, it never ends. You're better off just being yourself from the get go, as soon as possible. I feel like I'm missing a lot of comments here. Have ever been hurt by a woman? Not, not by something intentional, just dirty she did. No. Um, have I hurt a woman? Yes. But I haven't. I mean, I've been hurt in just the natural consequence of a relationship not working out, you know? But in, or just, whatever. But I haven't been hurt by like a woman just doing something horrible, dirty, nasty to me. No, no. Hey, Sylvester, thank you. Poland in the building. Yeah, not to mention, yeah, a lot of adults love comics. Like I'm like, yeah, when people say that, I'm like, where are you? Like, I see okay, you mean? But I mean, I guess my peer group is into that type of stuff, so it's only natural that I'd be around people who wear superhero stuff and go to Marvel movies. Your cousin's husband is 70, he wears a Hello Kitty shirt. Hey, as long as your cousin likes it and they like it. Brainwaves Brian, I like that. Switch to a 24-hour gym so you can work out at 1 a.m. Not so much temptation, jealousy, and distraction. Facts. That's smart. That's smart. That's smart. I'd never wear a Lobo shirt. No, no, no. They even make Lobo shirts. Lobo don't get no love. Oh, only for me. Exactly. Yeah, we are going through a loneliness, singleness epidemic, which is crazy to me. That I think a lot of people don't realize this, but we are, and that's why it's crazy to me. Marriage numbers are down, dating numbers are down, all this stuff. So that's why it's so funny to me when people still come with this same old rhetoric about dating and all this other stuff. I'm like, bro, ain't nobody doing it. Bro, ain't nobody getting married, ain't nobody having kids. When I say ain't nobody, I mean the numbers are down. People are still doing it, but like it's not how it used to be. So don't come at me with your same tired advice about meeting somebody when I'm like, bro, ain't nobody meeting nobody. The game is changing, So yeah, didn't I agree? People who put other people down, they got some internal stuff going on. I've been when people troll me and say nasty stuff, I've been putting "I hope you find peace, my friend" as the comment. I don't even. I used to always delete. Now I'm just been putting, "Hey, hope you find peace," because I do. I'm not mad at someone for whatever reason is unhappy inside. I'm sad for them. I want them to get happy. That's the whole point of the channel. So like I'm every now and then I'll clap back. I'm human, but here lately I've really been like, you know what? Let's give them something that maybe they can think of. Like, dang, I came with this dude crazy, and he just said, "I hope I find peace." You know what I mean? Like, let's give them. I just want everybody to be happy. I want everyone to be comfortable, financially happy, have love, feel loved, enjoy life. And I think a lot of times in society we blame people who aren't there, or we look down on people who aren't there. And it's just like, nah, we're all wherever we are. Let's help each other get where we're trying to get to. You know, I have not seen the new Flash. What up, Victor? Hey, Levi, I appreciate you asking people to hit the like button. Thank you. Jennifer coming through. Thank you, Jennifer. That is love. Thank you so much, Jennifer. So, Tim, whoever told you about your Batman shirt is tripping. Have you ever seen the Awesome Women at Comic Con? Thank you for being amazing at being yourself. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate the love. Exactly. Exactly. Like you go to Comic Con. I almost said that earlier. I was like, these people must not go to Comic Con. Have you heard of cosplay? You know what I mean? Like it's just, but so many. That's what I'm saying. It didn't even occur to me that that would be. It's now some people are like, oh snap, the Batman shirt fits because Batman's a loner, whatever. But some people are like, middle-aged man wearing Batman, that's your problem. I'm like, so yeah, not to mention there's billions of people who love. Why do you think Marvel's some of the best movies of all time, box office wise? You know what I mean? Um, but I'm like, so a woman walks up and she's like, "Well, I'm feeling him, but that shirt, like, come on, like, if that's what turned her off for me, the shirt, well, we wasn't going to be a thing anyway, boo boo. Like, you know what I mean? One of the things I do, I'm going to rant here real quick, folks. It annoyed, and I have to learn to deal with this. Guys telling other guys what women do or don't like really annoys me. Really annoys me. I know this, I should be above this, but guys telling other guys what women do or don't like really annoys me because I'm like, A, you're a man, so you don't really know. And I'm like, B, I need to see receipts to know that you even kick it with women like that. You know what I mean? I need to see some receipts. I need to see some receipts to know that you even kick it with women enough to even be in the conversation, even though ultimately no man knows what women want. However, there are some guys out there who put up a lot of numbers, very attractive to the opposite sex, do very well with women. I would listen to one of them. Not saying I'm a change, but I would listen. I would listen. But some of these dudes, I'm like, bro, like you don't even stop, bro, stop. Like who, you know what I mean? I'm like, who? And then I will admit, once again, I'm just being going a little petty rant here, ladies and gentlemen. Bear with me. We'll get back to enlightenment here in a minute. Um, and then like, and this is what comes from opening up on the internet. So I'm not whining here. I'm whining. I'm totally whining, but I won't whine long. Uh, it's just like you open up on the internet and say something like, "Hey, I haven't dated in like 10 years." Blah 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 blah. People automatically assume like you just damn near a virgin, which is nothing wrong with that. But I'm like, bro, like and people don't know my backstory, and it's but it's just like, bro, like don't act like I couldn't date, or don't, you know what I mean? Like, don't act like the kid didn't do his thing back. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It just, these are the type of things that personally happen. You know, in my mind, I'm like, who are you, bro? Like, you don't even like, bro. The jersey's hung in the rack. Like, stop. I don't know. It just gets to me some days, and I have to like, Tim. This is what comes with putting yourself on the internet. If you don't want this to happen, don't put your business out there. But yeah, dudes be like, oh, women want. I'm like, how do you know? Here's one, and then I'll move on. Somebody commented the other. This is the craziest comment. Hey, Brainwaves Brian, thank you, thank you, thank you. Super Cat Squad. To destroy people with kindness. It feels amazing. Exactly. Exactly. And it's helping, hopefully. One person out of it may only help one person out of 20. But that 20th person might be like, dang, I came at that dude and he didn't snap back at me. Like maybe he's on to something. Maybe them people on to something. Thank you so much, Brainwaves. Thank you. Thank you. Super Chat Squad. Appreciate the love. Um, this is my last story. We're moving on. Somebody commented the other day and was like, it was once again on the loneliness video or whatever, the lone wolf video. And he was like, if you're cool being alone, you've obviously never been with the woman who would really just like put it on you. Because I just got with one and she's just blowing my mind. And there's no way I could do without that. That one really annoyed me because I'm like, hey, you're not finna just disrespect all the beautiful women, who gave your boy a chance throughout the years. You're not gonna just disrespect them and say this little thought piece you done got. Sorry, I should have. I'm a bit petty, real quick. I'm a bit petty. Give me a moment. You're not gonna disrespect all these women that in the past gave your boy a chance. Some truly awesome, beautiful women. Some of them was dirty foots, but like, and I don't say that negatively. They just, they were. I was a man whore at the time, whatever. You're not just going to just assume B, disrespect all them, and C, just put your little whatever on a pedestal because she blew your mind. Stop. Like who? I need to see receipts. I need to see a picture, a video. No, I'm joking. Yeah, I don't know. It's just some days I just be like, bro, like you not. You mean like just think about that. Someone just leaves a comment and totally acts like they know everything about you and your past when it comes to dating, one night, all that. Oh, you obviously have never been. I'm like, bro, like you don't even don't. Okay, okay, you know what I mean. But it's just what comes with it. Leona, how you doing? Okay, I'm moving on. Ooh, I like that. We're born original, don't die a copy. Being yourself is the most attractive trait you can possess. Exactly, exactly. For people who are attracted to you, the best you can like the most they're going to be attractive to you is when you're being you. You know what I mean? Yeah, all right. I shouldn't have called her a thought piece. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. She might be a really good girl. She's a thought. Okay, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have called her a thought piece. I gotta ask forgiveness. Yeah, that comment. I'm like, bro, like stop. Don't even don't come for me. Don't retire 2019. How you doing? Y'all better be glad I can't find my old MySpace account. Y'all better be glad I can't find my old MySpace. Oh, there would be some very interesting thumbnails. y'all know me. I'd piece together a little musical montage and be like, "This is before and after." Y'all better be glad I can't find my old MySpace. Y'all don't know how mad I am. I can't, because then I wouldn't have to. I just be like, "Well, y'all saw the video. Timothy Ward, age 20 through 30." Oh man. And I think, me, another thing with, like, when you're single, people don't give you credit for, a lot of y'all will understand what I'm talking about. If you're single and you're waiting for, like, the right person, a lot of us meet a lot of amazing, awesome, beautiful, handsome men and women that are interested in us. It's just not the right fit. It's just not the right fit. I'm a responsible adult these days. I don't just jump into bed or jump into a relationship with anybody. So there's lots of opportunities. It's just not the right fit. No one gives you credit for that though. Like, oh, you need to change the shirt you wear. You need to do this. You're a minimalist. That's all these other things. Like, no, maybe I'm just waiting. Anyway, moving on. What are we talking about? I don't know if MySpace still exists. I'm sure it's probably there. I'm sure MySpace is probably there. I'm sure there's probably some people who still, it's probably turned into some like weird, I don't know, stalker chat room or something. I don't know. Sure, it's still there. It's their space now. That's funny. Bebo, what was that? Josalinda, love that name. Very unique. When you're comfortable being you, you don't worry about fitting in. Exactly, exactly. When you're comfortable being you, I feel like if you're true, like if you're confident and comfortable being you, people try to fit in with you. Not saying that's right, but like you'll see people like drawn to you, trying to soak up some of that confidence. That's how you become, the hot girl clique. You know what I'm saying? That's why do you think back to like high school, and high school is the word microcosm of real life. It's just like easier to see. But all throughout life, you've got cliques and crews, and you've got the popular girl, and then everybody else comes, and then she got her little minions. You got the jocks, the really popular guy, he got his little minions. Why do people flock to them? Even with the geeks and every crew in high school, there's the big dog. It don't matter who it is, and this is true in real life. Every friend group, there's somebody that's like, yeah, they kind of, maybe as adults we don't show it as much, but like there's still usually that person. Everybody knows everybody else through so and so. You know what I mean? A lot of times people flock to that person because they're just them. They're unique. They're confident. That person's like, I don't need nobody else. If y'all want to rock with me, cool. But like, I don't really need y'all. I ain't doing nothing. I'll go hang out with Sheila. You know what I mean? Like, I wish I could go back and view high school through the lens of like the things I've learned about life now. I'm trying to, you value your freedom. I'm sure if you ran into a situation that complements your nomadic lifestyle, probably different. Maria, exactly. You got standards. Well, what's happening with I feel like my camera went out of focus. Is that better? Um, it might be these glasses making it go in and out of focus. I'm gonna take these off. We're gonna switch it up. I think I'm gonna take it off for a second. Yeah. We got standards. Like no one gives you credit for having standards. Oh, you'll find somebody one day. Somebody will come along. I think, bro, a lot of somebody's came along. Just wasn't the fit. You know what I mean? We've all been on the other side of it. Like somebody was like feeling us or whatever, but we just weren't 100% what they wanted. It happens. People got standards. It's not a. Oh snap! I forgot to. Oh, thank you, Jaleesa. I forgot to take that video. Wow, I forgot to take that video off scheduled. You know what? I'm gonna try. I'm gonna post a video while I'm doing a live stream. I've never done that before. Thank you, Jaleesa. I forgot to. I was gonna do that video today, and I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do it. But I'd already scheduled it. Um, but this is what happens when you're ripping and running. You forget to. So I'm just gonna post a video while I'm live streaming and see what happens. It'll probably totally tank my channel. But I've never done that before. So we'll see. We'll see what it does. Uh, well, interesting. Yeah, this is a learning experience. It'll probably tank my channel. Thanks for letting me know, Jaleesa. That was that was a mess up. Magnetic personality. Some people got it. Some people just got it. You know. There, you can't see without your glass. I can. My eyes are weird. I wore glasses when I was younger, and when I got to like became like an upperclassman in high school, I stopped wearing them, and I never wore them again until it was 2020. Um, I went to the lens crafters and spent $600 by the time I left on some glasses. So I kind of wear them. I was driving the other day, um, and I wore them the whole. It was like a 6 hour drive. Um, Probably all told with the stops and everything, closer to seven, 6.5, 7 maybe. Uh, but if I wear my glasses a long time like that, a few days afterwards, I'll kind of have to wear them. It's kind of weird. My eyes will be, it's almost like my eyes will get used to them, and I'll need to like wean myself off them. It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. Sabine checking in from Germany. How you doing? Raz, I appreciate you hitting like on that video, coming back to the stream. Thank you. That was a good, actually, wow. Jaleesa, I didn't even catch that. I didn't even catch what I did there. The videos post whenever, whatever, and I posted like whenever. Like, boy, I didn't even catch what I did. Y'all see what I did there? I think I subconsciously did that because that's the first time I think I've ever posted a video during a live stream. And the video is about posting whenever you want. This is blowing my mind right now. This is literally blowing my mind right now. That, do you see what I did there? Bro? Like, they don't do what I do. Like, hey, retired 2019. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Super Chat Squad, thank you so much. So tell me I'm 60 with no kids and never owned a home. Some people think I'm weird, but I could care less. I love just being myself. Retired life is great. Facts. Appreciate that love. Appreciate you sharing. And like you're living life. You're loving life. And it's weird to me that instead of someone looking at you and being like, man, he seems happy. Every time I see him, he happy. Having some fun, doing something, taking a trip, whatever. Moved away, living his life. People will be like, hey, he ain't got no house. You know what I mean? Like people like, what's the ultimate goal? To just rack up, accomplishments that everyone else has? Or is the ultimate goal to be happy? And I think those of us who understand the ultimate goal is to be happy, we start to care less about this other stuff. If you wanted a house, you could have had a house. You want a house. Other things, it's like, yeah, if I wanted it, I could have had it or would have tried to get it. But like, I didn't want it just for the sake of checking a box that I didn't want to check. But people won't sit and be like, oh, man, no, they'll be like, oh, yeah, but that retired life looks great, but he's renting an apartment. People always got little discourse. And it's so funny to me, the things that people judge you for not having are the same things that like suck all your money in. On the one hand, people tell you money over everything. But on the other hand, when you make decisions that allow you to keep your money, they judge you for it. Right? On the one hand, money over everything, you got to get money. They get money, spend it as fast as possible. You design a life where like, hey, I'm not going to be blowing my money on stuff I really don't want. It's a problem. Oh, people want you to get as much money as possible and then show it, blow it. If you just work, stack your coins up, pay your bills, that's not enough. You happy? No, that's not enough. That's not enough. Nope. Nope. Something wrong with you. Something wrong with you. I appreciate the love. Thank you. Hey, Midnight Bandit coming through again. Super Chat Squad. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Why is the lighting doing this? I gotta figure this lighting out, folks. Don't worry, we will. Midnight Bandit, thank you. Coming through with the Canadian Cash, International Super Chat Squad. Said love yourself unconditionally, not the ideal that someone will like you if you keep coasting them to. Exactly. Exactly. It's so many people go through life. What do I need to do to make somebody love me? So many people. That's the goal. What do I need to do to make someone love me? To get someone to love me? When at the end of the day, it's about like loving ourselves. And then if someone else comes along, cool. But you good. If you love yourself, you're good no matter what. Life has its ups and downs, but ultimately you're good. Getting your validation from someone else loving you is problematic because they can stop loving you at any time. Then where are you at? Worse off than before, doing even crazier stuff to try to get somebody else to love you. It's easier to just try to love yourself, even though that takes work. It's worth it because once you put that work in, you're good. Every now and then you may have to do a little touch up, a little brush up on your self love work. But like once you're there, you're there. This other stuff's exhausting. Always trying to do different stuff, get somebody to love. No, I learned very early on you can't make nobody love you. Very simple. We all know this. Can't make nobody love you. No matter how hard you love them or think you love them. Learn that young. Hard lesson learned. Hey, Craig, glad to hear you're not getting absolutely wasted and destroyed on your Friday nights. Entire weekend's wasted. Been there, been there. And you're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, man. It's a beautiful thing to be able to wake up on a Saturday like this. The old Tim, I would be sick right now. I'd be sick for another 12 hours probably. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, Baron Von Comment. Love that name. I think a lot of people deep down, we all know when we didn't try hard enough, or we could have tried harder. And I think sometimes, yeah, we do get a little jealous because it's like, I probably could be doing that if I had tried a little harder. Yeah, Stefan, we all know people who make a ton of money, but they're not free. They're not happy. What's the point? That's what I'm saying. I'm not anti-money. Get your coins, boo-boo, please. Get your coins, get comfortable, use the money to help others. That's abundance. I'm not anti-money, not anti-wealth. I'm anti-money over everything. Because you might get the money and still be unhappy because you're missing out on everything else. Yeah, people play, and you know what's crazy? There's really no such thing as people pleasing. There's an attempt to please people, but you can't please people who don't want to be. You know what I mean? You can't people please. You can attempt to people please, but at the end of the day, you can't please people who don't want to be pleased by you, which is usually the people we're trying to please. You know what I mean? I agree that truly loving yourself isn't narcissistic. Everything can be taken to an extreme. I also think that the word narcissist is a little overused um, these days. But anybody who does something that someone doesn't like is a narcissist now. But there are real narcissists in society, and yeah, it's taking loving yourself too far. But you know, once again, we like to come up with these labels, and they get very popular for 5, 10 years. And narcissist is one now that everybody's a narcissist now. I don't know. Yeah, no, I don't. Gaslighting, another one. I genuinely don't know what, like, I know what gaslighting means, but it's still a term. I'm like, I have to remind myself, what are they talking about? You know? Craig made a ton of money, was absolutely miserable, took time off, lost 70 pounds, got healthy. Facts. Facts. Oh, Lamar, you like the movie Nomadland? I appreciate the message of the movie. I just think the movie was a little too sad for me. But maybe it was real, you know. I just, and shout out to Bob Wells, the RV OG. But I don't know, the movie Nomad, it was just a little too sad and dark for me. Like, I don't know. Like, the people who got it, but I feel like there was a lot of fringe people who may not have done a lot of research into like van dwelling or anything like that, who might have walked away like, nah, I'm not doing that. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just, I don't know. I just was, maybe it just was, I was expecting something different. I was expecting like this uplifting, happy movie about being a nomad, and I was just kind of like I said, maybe it was just real, and I was expecting Hollywood, but I was just like, I don't know. I thought it was gonna be, I was like, oh yes, this is my type of movie, and I was just like, I mean, I watched it, but I wasn't excited about it, sadly. The Calling, I am working on planning some trips. Uh, I definitely know January I want to go to Myrtle Beach, but I'm starting to backtrack from there. So uh, what I really need to do in the next week or so is figure out where I actually want to go, because I got a lot of ideas, but I need to iron out like 3 places I want to go this year, and then book the flights, set aside the money, stuff like that. So yeah, that's on the books like this the rest of this month. Kind of figure that out. Like, what are some places I really want to go, um, and then like make the money work. Erica, did I miss your super chat? Hold on. I might have just overlooked it, Erica. Nah, Erica, it didn't come through. That's weird. Nah, it didn't come through, Erica. Yeah, it didn't show. It didn't. I went to there's a tab that just has all the super chats, and I didn't see it there either. But hey, we'll give you your super chat squad anyway. We'll give you super chat squad anyway. Appreciate the love. Maybe it came through back door. Um, but yeah, it didn't pop up here. You, YouTube is weird sometimes. Maybe it'll pop up later, just randomly. It might be middle of the night. But thank you for the love. I appreciate the support. Thank you, Erica. Sorry it didn't pop up here. YouTube is, I don't know, but I appreciate that love. Thank you, Super Chat Squad, the build. We still here. DC, I've decided I'm not going to answer questions about my parents anymore. People ask me stuff like that a lot, and you know what I mean. It's just not. It's not an energy I want to bring up. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna stop discussing my parents and the future. You know what I mean? It's just not a, because it's always the negative question. No one's ever like, hey, if your parents are healthy and live to be 100, how's that gonna feel? People are always the opposite, and I'm not coming at you, but just I'm just not even putting that energy out into the world on a regular basis like that no more. So my parents are fine, very healthy, and that's all we're gonna say. Midnight Bandit, you should definitely not wait until you have a bunch of gear. No, no, no. If you have a cellular phone, you can make videos. I think that is one of the issues that so many people run into, or one of the walls that people run into is, and I get it. You're putting it out there to the world. You want it to look great. Let me just say this real quick. Nobody cares. Like, you know what I mean? Like, no, if you turn the camera on and talk about your mental health struggles, of the people who watch it, one person might be like, "Ooh, that lighting was bad." You know what I mean? All the other people who watch it are gonna be like, "Man, I feel this." You know what I mean? I feel what he's saying. Me too. So, you know what I mean? Like, nobody cares. If you come out with a song, and it's hot, people might be like, "Oh yeah, we." If you get a little better equipment, that'll sound even better. But people are gonna be like, "The song is hot." You know what I mean? The problem is when you wait to do something, you'll just keep waiting. Whereas if you say you start your channel, you're more likely to get the gear after you start the channel and you're making videos and you understand more about YouTube, you understand the gear you need, then you're motivated. But if you wait till you get the gear, you'll probably never do either. So I'm always like, start your channel now. Like, just go for it. You don't have a script, just go for it. Just wing it. Just talk. I mean, the beautiful thing of making videos is you can edit them, you can start over, like you can write a script. Noah, I do want to go to Europe. Like, England is definitely on the list. England is definitely on the list. Honestly, part of the reason I haven't been to England yet is it's very expensive, and B, Delta doesn't fly there. So that's part of it. I have to take British Airways. Nothing against British Airways. I just love Delta. Um, but yeah, Europe. I want to take a month and just take the train throughout Europe. Like, yeah, yeah, definitely want to go to Europe. Definitely want to go to Europe. Erica, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Super Chat Squad. See, that one came through. Is this the second one? Or is this the first one? No, but thank you, Erica. Thank you. Says, I'm not against money or capitalism, but I'm against capitalism on steroids. There's a difference between those two things, and a lot of people don't get that. I agree. I agree. 100%. There can be capitalism, but when you have a society that's totally based around capitalism and making money, it's out of balance. There needs to be a balance. And yeah, capitalism on steroids is not, the balance is out of whack. And you get a society like ours where most of us on a daily basis see, you know, that capitalism on steroids is part of the problem with, part of the reason there's a homeless problem. You know what I mean? We see so many problems that are a byproduct of people caring more about money than other people. So I'm totally with you on that. Like, if it make your coins, but we still need to have compassion and care about our fellow man more than we care about the money. And when you raise people in what you openly say, capitalist society, where like that's the first thing people say. Oh, I'm a capitalist before they say anything else about themselves. Capitalist, like, bro, like that's number one. If it was, what is going on here? If it was down the line, um, sorry, YouTube is glitching. I'm like, what's YouTube is glitching. If it was further down the line, so I'm like, I'm this, I'm this, I'm this, and believe in capitalism, cool. But like, yeah, first thing people say, and yeah, it's just, yeah, I'm with you totally. Love that comment. Thank you so much, Erica. Appreciate the love. Appreciate it. A-Rap Films coming through. Super Chat Squad. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's a third live stream. Just checking in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate that love. Good to see you. Glad you came back. It's always good when people come back. We get worried when people are like, first live stream, never coming back. So I appreciate that. Thank you, A-Rap Films. Appreciate you checking in. Appreciate that love. Crypto Johnny, I'll be honest, photography and making money off of photos, and keep in mind, this is just my thoughts. I think that's a dying industry. There are some people who are really good at taking pictures, and I think like legit photographers. And if you want to be a photographer, don't let me hold you from it. But I do think that's something that's one of you see it all the time. People are like, how to make extra money? Become a photographer, bro. Everybody has an amazing camera on their phone. Like, it's a lot harder to make money from photography, and with AI coming along, it's going to get even harder. I feel like that's I think you'd have to be really dedicated to be able to make money as a photographer now and going forward. But if that's your heart's desire, go for it. Don't listen to me. But your competition is everybody with the cell phone. And when everybody has a cell phone and can take awesome pictures, people buy less pictures. Like, when was the last time someone bought a photograph? You know what I mean? We like to take pictures and post them. Ain't nobody buying pictures no more. You know what I mean? So I think that one's one that I don't know. You'd have to be really dedicated. Hey, a lot of people from Europe have said, "Hey, when you come over, hit me up. I'm gonna hit some of y'all up." Appreciate you saying that, MP. Sorry, I'm gonna hit people up. UK is expensive. Jizza, yeah, there's something to living life without like this set plan. It's kind of cool. It is. There's some anxiety that comes with it and some discomfort, but that's kind of cool too. You know, I should go to Scotland. Scotland's on the list. I just gotta like I don't want to do Europe alone, so I gotta find somebody to go with me. Yeah, Erica, I have a video about that where like people are like, excuse me. So what do you do? Like that annoys me. If it was like, what do you like to do? Hobbies, all this, but people immediately want to know what you do to make money so they can judge you. That annoys me. I'm Castillo. I'm actually in Las Vegas right now. What up, Henry? Jaleesa, photos into NFTs. I don't. That's the same thing. Like the NFTs that are going to make it aren't just going to be photos. They're going to have utility. So nobody's going to be buying just a random photo because you make it an NFT. Like that's the same as buying a picture to put on. You know what I mean? So I think people will use photos with their NFT that has utility. But yeah, but it's the same game. Even if okay, we were putting photos as NFTs, anybody could take one. Like you're this is there's too much competition. Like you know, and yeah, I mean, obviously, yeah, like weddings and things like that, people still use photographers. But I would imagine I haven't talked to a wedding photographer, but I would imagine a lot of them, their business has probably gone down because there's a lot of people who probably are just like, oh, I'll have my cousin take the pictures. You know what I mean? If you got someone who's relatively nice with an iPhone, they could take some pretty good wedding pictures. A lot of people probably, oh, $800 for a photographer, or I can have cousin Cheryl take the pictures. She does all right, you know? Yeah, Vegas is all right. I'll be here a lot. Um, what's going on here? We got a little discussion going on. Okay. Aisha, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? I was hoping you checked in, Aisha. Good to see you. Good to see you. I've been enjoying the car content. I've been enjoying bro, I was hoping you checked it, Aisha. If you're not subscribed to Gamer Girl Aisha's channel, you need to be. Um, dude got you for your he wouldn't give you your videos or your cars racing? Oh man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That was just funny to me, Aisha. Like First off, I didn't know you could hire a videographer on Bumble. But okay, moving on. I was hoping you came through, Aisha, so I can say what's up. Oh man, love the streaming you've been doing too. What I do in my free time? I hike. I watch the WNBA. I live stream. Robbie says, "What do you think about Bitcoin and crypto?" I'm. I believe that this is just my opinion. 90% of the coins out there will go to zero, but I think crypto will be around. I think Bitcoin, Ethereum, some of the other ones will be around and will become part of like our daily life eventually. But I think a lot of the coins will disappear. Okay, okay. Sorry, Henry. Henry, you might be new. We just don't them topics like that. We just don't get too deep into. Like, you know what I mean? Um, and it just felt like there's a little too much bass in your voice. We keep it friendly here, and we just don't go too much into topics like that. So because it starts getting combative in the chat, and I can't deal with combat in the chat. I like that. Just made that up. Combat in the chat. I'm gonna use that from now on. There's nobody here. It's just me. Combat in the chat. I like that. No combat in the chat. Sound like a sound like a fifth grade teacher. No combat in the chat. Okay, moving on. Melina, how you doing? How you doing? Oh, we getting crazy already about this one. That's why we had to go. We had to put him in timeout. It's getting serious. See, people. That's what I'm saying. It's just funny how quick one person changed. Now we don't. I don't. You know what I mean? If I mean, you can always move if you don't like the laws where you're at. I guess I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, it's just getting worked up over. That's just me. I don't know. Move. I don't know. Talk. I don't know. Right? When did this stream become about something other than being yourself to the fullest degree? Well, we always switch it up. You can't talk about the same topic forever. People get bored. Okay, he's beat that horse to death. He beat that dead horse back to life and dead again. So you got to switch it up. Yeah, it is just like if you meet somebody and you get to know them, and then eventually the conversation of money or work comes up. Cool. But the fact that immediately people want to know, like, how do you make money? And a big part of that is they want to know how to judge you. Because if you say, oh, I scrub toilets, they're like, mm. But if you're like, oh, I work in IT, they're like, you know what I mean? A big part of that is like people want to like judge you and put you somewhere on the financial totem pole. But it's just like, if you really feeling somebody or really rock with somebody, why do you care? Are they asking you for money? No. Well, then it's just weird. Like, just let it come up organically. You know, make a no combat in the chat. Sure. I got to get my merch game going. Hey, Mike01 Davis. How you doing, Mike? Thank you. Appreciate the love. Thank you. The continued support. So what up, Tim? We might be striking at UPS in a week. I'm actually looking forward to it. Really? I didn't know that. Man. Hey, enjoy your little vacay, a little staycation or maybe a vacation. Damn, that's you can take that Greyhound trip. Greyhound trip. That's I didn't know that. I'm about to look that up. I'm about to look what they messing up with y'all's coins. They not giving y'all's coins. Damn, thank you, Mike. Thank you. I appreciate that. About to have a little time off. Okay. Oh, are you gonna be out there at the picket line? You gonna be out there? I was trying to think of a funny sign. I couldn't. Let me drink a little more of this fruit punch. Well, have fun. However it goes, Mike, have fun. I appreciate the love. Thank you. Jaleesa said, does that mean there will be job openings? You can't be a scab, Jaleesa. You can't cross the UPS picket line. Can't do that. Yeah, you really can. You can do whatever you want. There's no rules. John, yeah. I seen somebody from high school at the gym. Where you at? What'd you do? Like, it's just, and I think for a lot of people, it's just what everyone else has done. Once again, so they do it. It's like, bro, like, there's so much more to me than how I make money. You know what I mean? Hey, DMAP Zoom, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the community. Welcome to the journey. Appreciate that. Good to see you. Genesis, you hate telling people you're a hairstylist? I would imagine, yeah, because then they probably have all kinds of, girl, can you? Yeah. Cool thing about when we tell people you work in, let me focus, in hotels is usually people walk away. What do you do? I'm a hotel house cleaner. Housekeeper. Well, nice meeting you. You know, so it's already recommending that new video. Nice. That yeah, I gotta see how that turns out. I gotta see. I might have stumbled across something. I wonder if live streaming and posting a video will make that video popular. Which it'll be a hard time. It'll be a hard one because that is a very niche video. But we'll see. We'll see. The union is fighting for the part timers. People on the outside only see the drivers, but UPS doesn't run without those part timers loading. Facts, Mike. Let me say that out loud. Let me say it out loud. The union is fighting at UPS for the part timers. People on the outside only see the drivers, but UPS doesn't run without those part timers loading and unloading those trailers. The reason I wanted to say that over again, reiterate it, is because I was once a unloader at UPS. I once unloaded those trailers. One of the best jobs I ever had from the standpoint of what I actually did. I loved unloading boxes from trailers. Loved it. Loved it. Loved it. What I didn't love was, at least at the place I worked at, you were treated very much like a number. So there was a lot of yelling, screaming, and cussing. Not so much at me because like I was always on the ball, but you know how it goes. But I love the job. I love the job. Like just especially when them big, well, this was back in the day. So remember when computers were like huge, like desktops, and they'd come in these big boxes. Like the truck would just pull up from Dell or whatever with nothing but big computer boxes. Oh, I used to love that one. You pull that extendo, pull the belt right in the truck, pound, pound. Oh, I used to love it. I used to love it. Oh, I used to love it. Man, that was so much fun. Yeah. Like the sorters would get, so like the boxes, you unload them, and then it goes up to a sorter who looks at the area code and puts it on a different belt. And so, like, if you're really fast, the sorter will get behind because, especially when it's a bunch of big boxes, because they got to lift them, onto the different belts. And the sorters were always, they'd have two people up there sorting me sometimes. I'd be killing them. I'd be killing them. But, like, every now and then they'd be like, slow down, kill it to get caught up. But the bosses didn't like that. So the bosses would be like, go, go, go. I'd be killing them. There was like, I had like my own sorter because there was only one dude who like wanted to work that hard. So he would sort me every day. But even sometimes he'd be like, Tim, kill it. But I'd be killing. That was the goal, was to kill him. And his goal was to not let me back him up. So some days I'd be trying and he'd get me. He'd be like, but yeah, this is my job. It's my job. It's my job. So I'm glad they're looking out for the part-time people. You hate tell people you're retired. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Yeah, the questions probably, especially when you retire young, I imagine the questions are probably numerous. Aisha, I've been handling the heat by staying inside. That's yeah, I didn't I knew it was hot here. I didn't know how hot. So that was a slight miscalculation on my part. I didn't factor in, like you can mentally say, oh, that'll be hot. But when that 110 hits you, it's a different ball game. When that 110 is all up in his, you know what I mean? So yeah, we've been inside a lot. That's why I said in the beginning of the stream, I'm probably gonna regain my title as a live stream king because we probably gonna be indoors for a while. So that actually hurt. Alfonso used to unload Best Buy trucks. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, UPS, that was the job. And I work for FedEx too. But I was a loader on FedEx. So for FedEx, I loaded the trucks that went out. That was still cool. That was cool because you got like downtime. Because like I was all the way at the end of the belt. So the boxes come down the belt and people just grab the box they need for their truck. I was always I was all the way at the end of the belt. So, you know, a lot of times I would just be standing there. But it also was no one wanted to be at the end of the belt because the boxes people missed, I had to put back in circulation. And like if it really got going really quick, there would be just so many boxes at the I couldn't find my stuff. So like I was the one who like would have to kill the belt if it just got too backed up and none of the bosses ever wanted you to kill the belt. Because like I had a button that would shut the whole plant down. Because if it was just, I mean, I only hit it a few times, but like if there were so many boxes coming that like I couldn't move, like I would, there's nothing you can do. So whenever you hit that button to shut the whole plant down, oh, they would get mad. Get that, blah, 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 blah. But I'm like, bro, like I literally can't move. You know what I mean? But like it was yeah, FedEx was cool too. Cool too. Okay, hold on. We're gonna put this person in timeout and see when they come back if they still gonna be acting crazy. UPS sets the standards for FedEx and DHL. That makes sense. That makes sense. I can see that. Yeah, somebody's got to be the bar, and then everybody else is like, we got to meet that. Yeah, Mike knows about that. Shut the whole, shut the whole. I think it shut the whole plant down. Like I said, when I was at FedEx, I only did it a couple times, but it was like because once again, too, like so I'm at the end of the belt. People would get lazy and just let their boxes go by. So I would be mad. Um, so like I'd already be worked up because I saw people were letting their boxes go by, and then like the flow would just pick up, and I would be like, you know what? Okay, okay, and it would just get boxes falling because there's no like boxes fall. I'm the end of the line, so boxes be falling on the ground, and it's all kind of because normally I just take them off. I think it just like stack them, and then you could put them back in circulation later. But when it got too busy, like it just I'm like, all right, okay, mm-hmm. Jumped over everything, scrambled across them boxes, bam, shut the whole place down. Ooh, they was mad. I'm like, I can't. I'm like, what do you want to do? Just let it. I literally can't even get in my truck right now. Like, what do y'all? Yeah, it was crazy. Figure it out. Hey, Dark Stack, that's awesome. Wyoming's a pretty cool state. Wyoming is a pretty cool state. Crypto Johnny, I like the long lines at the post office. I love the post office. I go up to the post office, stand in line just to stand in line. Biggest lesson I learned working at UPS that you can go home completely wiped out, back all out of kilter, just done. And when you wake up in the morning, you're fine. that was a lesson UPS taught me is, you know, and this was keep in mind I was in my 20s, but like push through it. You know what I mean? Just push through it. You'll be all right. UPS really taught me about like just like working hard, fast. You'll be all right. Just keep going. Work through it. Yeah, 12. I'd be like, who's not getting like and the thing was like I can like so I once you've worked there long enough, you kind of know who what boxes go to what trucks, kind of. So I would know like if a box comes to me and it's not mine, I can read the label and see like who was supposed to get it. You know what I mean? Kind of. I don't know everybody's truck, but you kind of I'm like, who's 731? Like so some people you would see was just slacking. I remember there was a lady who worked right next to me, and some days she was good, but some days she would but I can't like really like yell because she was right there. So with her, I would just have to kind of like pick her boxes up, walk down there and give them to her. Oh, I'm sorry. Someday she would kind of, I'd be like, let you. Yeah, but it was cool. Yeah, yeah. Mike, I remember. Yeah, man, I get it. I get it. I get it. Like that's hard. That's hard work, man. Like, yeah, man. I remember I loved it, but I remember, like I said, I would go home done, back out, bare, just I'm like 22, walking to the car like this. Oh, you know what I mean? Just like it's hard work, man. Cold, hot. My advice for someone in their 18s or someone who's 18, um, live your life. Don't feel like at 18 you need to figure out your entire future. Okay, society likes to do that. Oh, you're 18, you need to figure out what school you want to go to, what career you want, blah, blah, blah. Nah, do the things an 18-year-old likes to do. You'll have time. If you don't want to do all that stuff now, you will have time to do it later. I promise you. Plenty of time. You know, you're going to live to be 80, 90 years old. You don't have to have it figured out before 20. You know, have some fun. Make some mistakes. Make some mistakes while you're young enough to fix them. Do the things an 18-year-old likes to do. Don't think you need to be an adult. Now, if you're one of them old souls who just, wants to be an adult now, cool. But like if you just want to, just don't feel pressured to make huge decisions and figure your life out right now. You don't have to do that. There will be plenty of time to do that when you're 30. What people don't tell you is that there's people in their 30s, 40s, 50s still ain't got life figured out. Because life isn't supposed to be figured out. Life's supposed to be lived. So like just live, you know? You've got youth and vitality and energy that you probably won't have decades down the line. Use that, enjoy it, have fun. That'd be my advice. Jack, honestly, I don't think anything motivated me out of depression. For me, a big part of it was time. I've always said that it's not the sexiest answer, but I just got through it. Whatever chemical imbalanced, balanced back. I had a psychologist that helped me a lot. My friends, my parents, my family was there for me. But ultimately, I think I just something switched and like I wasn't depressed anymore. You get in a funk sometimes and then a week later it's gone. I think I was just in a long term, deep funk. And then one day it just kind of, prayer as well, I guess. But like, I really don't have an answer. It just kind of went away. I wish I had an answer better than that, but it's the truth. I have not ran into wild animals close up. No, I've seen like bears in the distance, and I mean I've ran into like elk and deer and moose, things like that. But I saw a moose the other day on the side of the road. I'd never seen a moose like close to. I've seen moose in the middle of nowhere, but I'd never seen a moose on the side of the road before. That was crazy the other day. Colin, if I could stay living at home with my parents and save money, I don't know. It depends. Like if they was, I'm not trying to live with anybody who's not supportive. If I have to hear, I'd probably be like, I'm out. But I don't know. Yeah, if you're 18, don't let anybody pressure you to be 30. Exactly. Because all these same people who are pressuring you at 18 to like figure it all out will give anything to be 18 again and do it different. All these people, older people who are pressuring you at 17, 18, 19, 20 to like get super responsible and figure it all out would give anything to be 18 again and do it different than they did it. So why are they pressuring you? They said don't have kids. Ooh, Silver Fox said that's poor advice. Well, respectfully. Yeah, Baron von Common. People who figured it out young, they just did what everybody else told them to do. You can't figure out future. Like if I'm 18, there's no way I can figure out how I want my life to look when I'm 30, 40, 50, because I ain't never been 30, 40, 50. That's what's the problem. They're trying to get you to like figure out a life that you know nothing about. It's hard enough at 30, 40, 50 to figure out being 30, 40, 50, but you expect a teenager to figure it out? Like it's crazy. The whole thing is crazy to me. Live life, have fun, make mistakes, whatever. Like teenagers are supposed to do reckless stuff. They're teenagers. We all did crazy stuff. Most of us did crazy stuff as teenagers. Sadly, some people it turns out horrible, but most of us, you take your knocks, you keep going. I might, I'll be in Seattle a lot, so I might be in Seattle again for the year's over, Washingtonian. Which I mean, yeah, Pappy says the same thing. Work and save money. I mean, I think it just kind of, I'll say a big part of why I view it that way is because that's what I did. Party, have fun. It was amazing. Get a little older, okay, I'm gonna figure it out. But you know, if your advice to 18-year-olds is work and save money, I respect that. I just think there's plenty of time for that later. I think I'll say this: if you're 18, whatever you genuinely feel like you want to do, do. So if you feel like you're the type, because I have friends who are very responsible and they started working in high school. If you want to do that, do that. Um, but if you're the type who's like, man, I want to have some fun, go have some fun. Like, when else are you supposed to have fun? When you're 67? Stop. No. If you want to have some fun, enjoy your youth, do it. If you want to get responsible very young, do that too. Basically, follow your heart. That sounds very cliche, but like it's true. Follow your heart. Do what you want to do. You know, don't listen to any of us old people. Do what you want to do. Make some just live t-shirts. Okay, I'm bored. Why didn't it hide them? What is it doing? Hold on, my chat's not doing what it's supposed to. Hey, Astro Wolfie, you're welcome. You're welcome. Glad the videos could help you. Why is my chat not doing what it's supposed to do? Let me try. Oh, sorry, folks. Let's try this. Let's go back here. Okay, sorry. Yeah, my no, this app is glitching. When you're 30, don't let anyone impress you with facts. Don't let anyone impress you ever. Ken said it perfectly. You don't figure life out, you just live it. Like that's the live it. Okay, that one it took away. But why won't it do this one? That's weird. Would I live in Portland? I don't think so. What up, Alfonso? Uh, Catalan. I had a Discord, but I never did anything on it. So Nah, I didn't. I don't think I pressed the wrong button, Daryl. It's just not doing what's supposed to be doing. I definitely can make mistakes, but I don't think I did that time. Snake Dog Man, how's it going? As far as ex inmates and seasonal work, it depends on the company. You know, I know some companies will hire people who've been in jail, been in prison. Some won't. You know, so I really don't know. That's kind of each company. Snake Dog Man been chilling out doing nothing in the French countryside. Nice, nice, nice. Hey, I appreciate that, Midnight Bandit. Life is tough trying to embrace the simple things in life, Thomas. It can be. I think society. I don't. I think society makes it that way. I think naturally life is simple. So I think naturally it should be easy to embrace the simple stuff. The world around us makes it hard. But yeah, if you can get to a point where you don't care what people around you think, it's not that hard. City Capital. Hey, good to see you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I had a Discord. I just never like. I spend a lot of time on YouTube. You know what I mean? So like I mean, a Discord would just be something else to do. And honestly, I don't like. And this just being, I just don't see where the benefit of that much time would be for me. You know what I mean? Chris, I'm in Las Vegas right now. So I will openly admit I did not realize it was going to be as hot as it is here. So we're gonna have to, you know, I didn't real. I mean, things like I normally like to do, like sit in my car, live stream. Too hot for that. So um, I don't know. This is definitely a situation where I feel valid. So yeah, but it's kind of one of those situations where things don't always work out totally how you thought they would, and you just kind of have to pivot, figure stuff out. So that's part of the game. That's what goes with it. Some places you show up and everything works out like you thought. Other times you're like, oh yeah, that's kind of ha, So yeah, but that comes with the game. So how often should a person get a raise at a job? I don't know. I mean, I think that just kind of depends on the job, the person. I really don't know. It really just depends on what the job is, how well the person works. Yeah, Alfonso, it's hot. It's hot. Like it's hot. Like I don't even like driving my car too much because I'm like this thing will overheat or something out here. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I've realized Vegas in the desert, but like it's like record heat. I've been to Vegas a million times. You know what I mean? But it's like, and usually I don't come this time of year. Um, but like this is like record heat. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, oh yeah, I didn't. I usually come like the fall or winter. I never been dead summer. Yeah, I'm in Vegas. Yeah, right now. Yeah, it's hot. It's hot, buddy. It is hot. But you know what I mean? I mean that's you know it's a valuable lesson. Learning to pivot. Learning to figure things out. All right. In this situation, How do I still, do all the things I need to do, get done the things I came here to do? Um, you just figure things out. Thank you, Judy, for telling people hit the like button. Thank you. Jazzy, I don't know. I might take a little break from seasonal work. That's kind of the tentatively the plan right now, but I could wake up a week from now and want to go back. So, it's just another tool in the tool case. I use it when I need to use it. So, you said the live's cutting in and out. All right. Yeah, nothing I can do about that, but maybe it'll go away. My goals in life, Howard, is be happy, give and receive love. See the world, like help others. Like those are my goals in life. Money is a goal in that it helps me achieve my other goals. Money is not a goal in and of itself, or if it is, it's lower on the list than happiness, love, exploration, adventure. Money just kind of helps me do those things. Yeah, I don't know why the stream is messing up. Hold on, I'm gonna check out. Let me see something. Oh, calm down. Oh, it looks good now. Okay, maybe it fixed itself. I don't know. Blessed to be a blessing. Yes, yes. Yeah, it could be the heat. It is time for me to get a new laptop. It is time for a new laptop. That might be part of it. It is time for a new laptop. As much as I don't want it to be time, it is time. I can always tell when the stream's lagging, even if someone doesn't say it, because the numbers start going. I'm like, why is it? But that's another part of the game. You start streaming, things start acting crazy, numbers start going down. I would get a gaming laptop just because like it should be super fast. I probably wouldn't do any gaming on it, but would I cross stream on Rumble? I can barely get the one stream to work properly, so I don't know. I don't know. Maybe one day I'll venture out into other streams, but you know, sometimes it's hard to get YouTube to work right. So I don't know. It's been the whole stream setup was acting weird. It was doing some weird things today. I do agree with you, 12, about asking for what the numbers are really dipping. It must not be fixed. I do agree with you, 12, about asking for a raise. I feel like most people just expect to get a raise and they grumble when they don't get one. Um, but like, I think yeah, we should be more proactive in asking for a raise. Lucy, I think you just need like I don't think you can go live immediately. I think maybe you can't go live on your phone, but I think you can go live on a laptop immediately. I think. Yeah. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. A lot of people are saying the stream's getting glitchy. You know, I don't know. I don't. It always throws me off when like the numbers start crashing, and people are saying it's glitch. It's hard to keep a. Oh, now the numbers just jump back up. Hold on, let's see. Let's see what happens. The camera's fuzzy too? It's just yeah, it's just hard to keep going when like is it fixed now? But the numbers were going way low, and now they're coming back up. So all right, we'll talk a little longer. It's yeah, like I said, it's just hard to stay focused when like every other comment is like, it's glitching, it's bad, it's screwed up. It's just like I can't wait. Yeah, how do I just trying to get the what the yeah, what the thing. Yeah, and I really don't think it's me. But if it's hard to know who it is. It's hard to know who it is. That's the only problem with like live streaming is you're like, is it my laptop? Is it my webcam? Is it my internet? Is it the other people? Sometimes you'll just get trolls who say it. You'll just get people who come together and be like, oh, the stream's messing up just to try to mess with you, you know? But we can talk a little longer. I ain't got nothing else to do. It's only where I'm at, it's only 12:30. I have nothing else to do. So I literally was thinking about that. I was like, what am I gonna do when I finish live streaming? Once again, it's so hot outside, all the stuff I normally do. Thank you all, those of you saying it's fine. Thank you, Rhonda. Thank you, John. Um, and yeah, sometimes if you go out and come back in, it fixes it. But yeah, like I'm like, what am I gonna do? Like it's so hot that the stuff I normally would do, I don't know if I want to do it. Um, and most of the people know, my really good friend Travel Snacks lives in Vegas now, um, and that's part of the reason I came so we can hang out. But she's in New York until Monday, so I'm like, oh, I don't know what to do. I can't call her, hang out with her, you know. Do it earlier. It gets hot at it was hot at 8 o'clock, 8 a.m. It got hot. It was like 95. Like it get yeah. I'm wondering if the glitchiness was them waiting to throw an ad in there. Yeah, it was hot, like literally, because I was eyeing the temperature because I woke up super early, like 4:30, and I ended up going back to sleep. But I was like eyeing the temperature, and like around like 8 something, like you could feel the heat inside, like it got hot because I didn't have the air on. I'm like, and I was like, I'm not turning the air on to absolutely necessary, and like around like 8 something, I'm like, and I look at my phone, it's like 95. I'm like, it's crazy, it's crazy. You doing Instacart sweating in the car? I'm telling you, man, it's hot out here, bro. Like this is we're good this year, but next year, you know what I mean? Like this is a wake up call for me because like I'd heard people talking about the heat, but like I said, until you feel it and how hot, I'm like, oh, this is interesting. You know, people dying hiking. Well, Death Valley, that probably happens every year. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm just like, oh, if this trend continues, how many more summers can we take of this? You know what I mean? Yeah, Maria, it's hot when you wake up. It's crazy. Like I'm just like, if this continues, how many more summers can we take of this? You know, there's other types of weather that like, yeah, it sucks. But like, I don't know. This is, well, I guess any weather to the extreme is bad. But I'm like, this could get, I don't know. I don't know. Praveen, thank you, thank you, thank you. Super chat squad. Thank you so much, Praveen. Says sorry I joined your live stream really late. Glad I made it through a great day off from work. Hope you're doing well, Tim, and staying safe. I am, I am, I am. Thank you so much for coming through, Praveen. See, I'm glad we stayed on. Glad we stayed on. Got to see Praveen. Timothy coming through. Yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you, Praveen. Super Chat Squad. That is a love. Gloria checking in. Miss Geechee down in Palm Springs. Heat's taking all your energy. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know me, I love going for walks. I was like, well, I'll just walk down to the grocery store. And then I was like, nah. I was like, we driving. But like my car ain't set up for this heat. My car is used to like negative temperature. You know what I mean? Like I'm a little I gotta go out there and talk to the car. Like it ain't set up for this heat. Yeah, Crypto Johnny, I got plenty of water. We watered up. We watered up. Oh, you got to keep the sodium up. Oh, okay, okay. I got to eat salt. So, oh, okay. See, I'm learning. Weebaz the trucker. Everybody moved to Scotland. Is it Scarohar? Your boyfriend and you heading to Vegas in 2 weeks? First time there. Nice suggestions. When I go to Vegas, I do the standard when I'm visiting, like on vacation, the strip. I like Fremont Street. I'll be on Fremont Street more than the strip, but I really don't have any real suggestions. That's all I do is I just walk up and down Fremont Street and then I walk up and down the strip. But I'm boring. I don't drink. I don't gamble. But I mean, it's Vegas, so you'll find something to get into. No, I didn't DoorDash today. Nah. Hey, Raven. Yeah, glad I stayed on. So you can catch the stream as well. Thank you. Any Facebook groups? People still do Facebook? Hey, see you later. SV Asian Philippines go. Nah, Chris, I'm not still doing the healthy food stuff. Nah, I'm trying. Howard said, "How to enjoy life if I'm terrified to be poor." I think that will need to be gotten over somehow. I think before you can enjoy life, because that's a fear that whenever we have fears that whenever we're fearful of something that can happen in the future that is not happening now but could happen, it's just a forever fear unless we get over it. You know what I mean? That's something you can always fear being poor unless you actually get poor. And then you're like, oh, this no, okay. We just gotta, but like if you got money and you fear being poor, you're always gonna be scared of that. I think the only way around that is to somehow, I don't know. Um, that's a hard one because you almost have to like accept that you could be poor and it would be okay. But like, how do you do that? You know what I mean? Like that is a hard one. But you have to figure out some kind of way to do that, or you'll just perpetually be in fear. The good news is a lot of times in a situation like that, life comes along and helps us out. There's lots of things in life I firmly believe that we can't figure out really what to do. Life will come along and do something, shake something up. That will, I mean, life, I firmly believe life teaches us the lessons we need to learn. And so sometimes we identify, man, I need to work on that. We can't really figure it out. Fast forward 2 years, we go through something and we look back and be like, oh, snap, like that's what I needed to, so I think a good step is identifying I'm really scared of being poor and I want to work on this. I think that's a good first step as opposed to being scared of being poor, not knowing you're scared of being poor, but being scared of being poor. At least it's like now, okay, I know I'm terrified to be poor. This might be unfounded because I'm doing good right now. Even that, just realizing, okay, it's I'm terrified of being poor, but I'm not poor now. So anytime the thought of like, oh, I might be poor pops in your head, at the least you can be like, well, I'm not poor now. Give yourself something other than just living with the dread, is what I always say. Jazzy, not reading anything right now. I hope to change that soon once I get kind of more settled in. Hey, Ken, I appreciate the love here as well. What up, Bob? Hey, John, come through with the love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Super Chat Squad in the building. Thank you, John. Says always donate when I start to feel broke. Hey, that is you know what I mean? That is something that I've learned, and it's not easy to do. Um, it's not easy to do. I have a saying that like if you're down to your last $10, donate five. I should probably stop saying that because I'm going to end up with just $10 one day. But yeah, the ideal of I know what it kind of happens for me, like when um, I try to like do my giving, my charity work, and since I'm an introvert, I do that through the form of money because it's currently I'm not comfortable enough to actually go somewhere do charity work in the flesh. So there'll be times when, say, the money ain't rolling in like maybe it used to. or it's not as good a month money wise. And I always try to make myself still give, even though I'm like, man, I really can't afford. Yes, you can, Tim. Yes, you can. In fact, it's the giving that'll probably lead to you having a good month later. You know what I mean? But yeah, I try to always when I start getting those feelings of being broke or whatever, it's like, well, let's just show we're not scared of it by still donating, still helping, still giving. It also goes into like sometimes when I'm, feeling like, oh, I want to do this, but I don't know if the money's going to be there. I have the money now, but if I spend it, I might be broke later. I do it anyway. Spend the money. Screw it. If it's something I want to do, spend the money. And I found in most cases, the money side still worked out. Now, when I say something I want to do, something responsible, an adventure, something like that, not blowing it on cocaine and hookers. You know what I mean? But like, I want to take a trip. I have the money, but I'm like, dang, if I take that trip, I'm pretty much broke. Take the trip. Usually finds like I come back, I have a good month on YouTube or something. You know what I mean? And I'm right back where I'm up again. I'm like, oh, so, you know what I mean? So I found that yeah, just by not giving into the money fear, I've never really seen it help. At best, I just kind of stayed where I was at, you know? Not giving into the money fear, I've seen it like not the money wasn't a factor. You know what I mean? I was able to do the things I wanted to do, and I kind of stayed where I was at or got better in most cases. Which is it goes against logic, but I mean, I always say like the universe isn't set up in human logical ways. I think that's the problem. Like a lot of times we want life, the universe, all this other stuff to be set up human logic. It's not. It's set up the way it's set up. So we'll be like, oh man, that would never work. That don't even make sense. But like the universe isn't set up to make sense to us. It's set up the way it's set up. And if it wants to say, hey, sometimes if you don't worry about money and do it anyway, the money works out, that's what it's gonna do. I mean, the universe being set up by human logic would be like saying you think the universe is set up by dog's logic. You know what I mean? We would never believe that like cat logic runs the universe, but we'll believe human logic does? No, it doesn't. It doesn't. It does what it wants to do. Hey, Praveen coming through with love. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Super Chat Squad, mood. Then we got Jazzy coming through. Super Chat Squad. First super chat. I appreciate that, Jazzy. Super chat train. Choo choo. Thank you, Jazzy. That is love. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate that. Thank y'all. I appreciate that. I'm glad we stayed on. Not just for the money, but that too. Giving will be given back to you. Once again, just the way it is. Just the way it is. Sorry to hear about your daughter, Gloria. Sorry to hear that. Hopefully, everything's okay. She pulls through. Yeah, Chris. I mean, I think most things work out on their own. You know, Crow coming through. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That is love. Thank you, Crow. Super Chat Squad, the building. Crow coming through. Yes, yes. False evidence or false expectation appearing real. Exactly, exactly. Which I always say, like, fear is not a bad thing. But yeah, we don't have to give into it. We can just accept it, kind of listen, be like, nah, I'm not going. I'm good. I'm gonna do it anyway. What's the conversation about the $1.99 burger? Mm, I make that $1.99 cheeseburger. They advertise it to you, and it tastes so good. It tastes so darn good. You know it's fake. You don't care. It's cheap. It tastes good. The kids want it. Nobody's ever like, "Mommy, take us to Whole Foods so we can get granola." No, them kids want that cheeseburger, and it's cheaper. You're like, "Yeah, if I go to Whole Foods, that's $30. I go to McDonald's, it's 10." It's interesting. Things I think about. What's for dinner? Dinner. Uh, I actually have some. I went down to the grocery store and got some wings and some egg salad, and so I got these cookies I don't need. I got these cookies I do not need. I do not need these cookies. These cookies are gonna wreck my stomach, but I want something sweet. So yeah, yeah. Supposedly we had a new spot. Got an Airbnb. So yeah, yeah, yeah. You got to ask yourself, how can they sell food that cheap? I haven't done a Beyond Burger yet. I need to. I need to. McDonald's costs more than Starbucks, really? Crow, I'm in Las Vegas for a while. Yeah. Crypto Johnny said those pizza commercials are hard to resist. What up, Raz? What up, Raz? It's the return to live stream king. We here. Good to see you too. Yeah, them cookies. Y'all should have seen me. I was in line because I never grab a basket or a cart. And there was a huge line in the grocery store, and so like, well, see, I be forgetting. I'm telling you, I'll be in, but like I come to a place like Las Vegas, it's totally different than the places I normally be, right? So I'm like, oh, lines at the grocery store. So I'm in line. I had the cookies and all the food, and I had a big jug of water. I had a big jug of water. Like it was, yeah, it was an ordeal. We got through. We didn't drop nothing. Chris eating lunch right now. New Apple goggles? No, no, no. I don't be hearing about much. I don't hear about much. If YouTube don't recommend it to me, or y'all don't tell me about it, I don't really know. Yeah, them cookies. I'm telling you, them cookies are gonna wreck me, but I'm gonna eat them. You know what's crazy, John? I kind of enjoy going to new places, but seeing familiar stuff. So like that doesn't bother me. You know, I like going to new places and seeing what their McDonald's look like, seeing what their Starbucks looks like. I'm like, ooh, there's the TJ Maxx. There's the, what I mean? I don't know. I don't mind there being similar stores everywhere. I don't know. Just me. But I see your point. Yeah. Nah, I don't drink milk really. Like I don't think I bought milk. If I'm not cooking, like a tuna helper or something that needs milk, I ain't buying milk. Nah, nah, nah. I'm not a big milk. Nah, nah, nah. I don't. I'm definitely one of those people who are a little suspicious of milk. You know what I mean? Yeah, a little suspicious of why they want us to drink cow milk. Yeah. Edward checking in from Boston. We here. Gloria, I like a good chocolate chip cookie. Nice chocolate cookie. I don't eat them much though. Like I really don't. If someone was going to cook me something, I'd prefer like lasagna or something. Cookies, cookies. I'll get cookies every now and then. I just want something sweet. I don't really do Dairy Queen much, Crypto Johnny. Yeah. I'm not a big sweets person, so yeah. There was a time when Starbucks wasn't in your country yet, Snake Dog Man. Not anymore. They everywhere now. Well, I don't know. Where is Starbucks everywhere? Did any of y'all watch that documentary about Starbucks being a bank more than anything else? It's on YouTube. Just when this is over or whenever you want, type in Starbucks Bank. I'm not even gonna give it to y'all. Type in Starbucks Bank. You know what I mean? Wow. Hey, but gun. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Super chat squad. Super chat squad. That is love. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you so much. Said you need to come visit Poland one day. It's on the list. When I get to Europe, I'm trying to go everywhere. I'm trying to see all of it. I know some really nice Polish people from Poland. When I was working at Glacier, there were some people from Poland there. Actually, I wasn't. They were in the same cabin as me. There were some Polish guys. They were in the same cabin as me. They weren't in the same room as me, but in the same cabin. Super nice guys. Befriended one of them. Befriended me the first day. A few of the girls up there are from Poland. Super nice. Super nice. So I definitely would love to come to Poland. It'd be nice to link up with one of them after so long. I just have to say, one of the girls, wow, wow. Not objectifying women, but I'm probably top 25 ever. This girl was just amazingly gorgeous. Like I was like, wow, Poland putting it up like that. I mean, literally top 25. My whole life. Like this girl was just, yeah, just had it. You know what I mean? You ever meet a woman, and there's dudes the same way, but just had it. You just immediately, you're like she was so fine. When she walked in, I'm like, oh, there's no way she working here. You know what I'm saying? When she walked in, I'm like, oh, she wanted the executive. You mean I'm like, there's no way she working here, cleaning rooms, but she was. Um, yeah. So definitely want to get to Poland. Definitely want to get to Poland. Appreciate the love. Appreciate that support. Super chat squad, we in here. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And hopefully I said your name correctly. Crow, I don't spend money on YouTube ads. Every now and then I'll promote a video, but usually not. Usually not. Yeah, I gotta pull up a map of Europe and figure out my route. Fly into England. We gotta do like Germany, Poland, France, Ireland, Scotland. Oh, I'm gonna have to get rich to go to Europe to do it the way I want to do it. Super Chat Squad, thank you. Yeah, Maria, it does have to do with the Starbucks gift cards. It's the Starbucks gift cards, and you can put money on your Starbucks app. You download the app, you can put money in there. So you know what I mean? So that adds up to, yeah. John, yes, I've been reading up, not reading up, but I've been watching some videos, doing a little research on Fed now. Um, and honestly, that's as much as I'm gonna say about it until I see until I see the way things go. But yes, the Federal Reserve came out with Fed Now recently. No one's talking about it, but yeah, we'll leave it at that. I've been doing this long enough to know there are certain topics that you wait and see, which way the waves break. You was at the gym today and there was a 9.5 in there for me. Oh snap! I was I had a joke I wanted to say, but I don't know how to word it politically correct. I don't know how to word it politically correct, and then in this landscape we live in now, someone would get offended. It's not really. Okay, moving on. Starbucks sounds good to you, Aisha. I had a where did I got this from a coffee place that took me forever to find, and then I went inside. There was like couch cushions piled up on all the. It was just weird. Like it wasn't a. I might go back to the coffee shop tomorrow, see if it's better. Luke Kang, your plans to work a year straight, free yourself, and live life how you want to live. Any advice on that game plan? I say go for it. Go for it. And during that year, just be plotting out, planning as much as you can what you're trying to do. And I would be buying the tickets and or whatever if you're trying to travel somewhere. Like I would be during that year putting things in place as much as possible so that when that year is up, you go. If you're trying to do some traveling, book the tickets, set the money aside. That way when April 15th, that's tax day. April 30th, rolls. Does April even have 30 days? Whatever the day that a year from now or whatever rolls around, you just go. Because a lot of times we'll have a plan like that, and we'll be like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do this for a year, blah blah blah," and then a year comes and goes. We keep working. Give me another year, then I'm like, no. So like, I think you got to start setting things in motion, start downsizing if that's something you're gonna do, so that when a year rolls around, like you have to go, or a year could turn into 5 years. Good luck, by the way. I definitely don't eat Chick-fil-A. That's I think that's the only restaurant I refuse to eat at. You will never catch me at a Chick-fil-A. In-N-Out Burger's okay. I just get regular coffee, Jazzy. I just got a regular house coffee. Black. No sugar today. Just want black. Probably should have got sugar. What makes me happiest about streaming to this community? I just love it. Like I don't know if there's one thing I can point to. I just love it. A lot of love. Praveen, you ready to go back to work on Monday? Super chat squad. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate that love. Thank you so much, Praveen. Yeah, you took that mental health day. You ready to go back to work? I mean, which that's the beauty sometimes of taking a day is it makes you come sometimes a long weekend. You ready to go back? Sometimes taking that break actually helps you, but also kind of you say, man, I'm actually ready to go back to work. You know what I mean? So I think they're good. Bear with me 2 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be right back. Almost fell off my chair. Are we in focus? Are we focused? I guess so. We back. Angela's back. About to head to that concert soon. Nice, nice. Oof, I gotta find a new. I won't be able to stream with this. Oh, yeah. I need a chair with back support. I gotta figure out a new streaming situation. Just sitting here like this is. Oof, oof. I didn't feel it before. This is not good. Yeah, I gotta work out a new streaming situation here. Yeah, I've been hunched like this the whole time, and so then when I stood up, my back was like, "Ugh." Yeah, 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 Praveen. That was a weird discussion topic with old T Snacks the other day. Yeah, Isha, I need a better chair. There's no back on this chair, so I gotta. Well, that's the only thing. Like when you're renting like Airbnbs and even hotels, like the furniture, you got to figure it out. But we'll figure it out. Once again, it's all part of this life is figuring stuff out. I've gotten pretty good at making things work. So yeah. Oh, Aisha been streaming a lot. Aisha been getting kicked out of places because she's streaming. They didn't even let her come inside because she was streaming. Okay, I'm gonna stop putting your business out there, Aisha. Only reason I put it out there is because it's on the internet. So you already put it out there. But that's the thing. She can't even get hookah. By the way, you braver than me. I don't think I've ever streamed like in a place. I was like, man, that's hardcore. You be getting why do you get kicked out of so many places? What are y'all doing? Or oh, because you're loud? Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah. You're probably loud. You're probably loud. And I mean, I would imagine you probably stand out too. So I'd imagine you get a lot of attention when you go in places. So they be hating. They be hating. They probably hating. And they see you streaming. You know, there's a lot of influencer hate in the world. So you know, they probably just come up with a ton of assumptions. Or it could be because you're loud. It's probably because you're loud. That probably has a lot to do with it. Hold on 2 seconds, folks. Let's see. Okay. Hey, by the way, Habagan, I just did the conversion. Thank you, thank you, thank you very much. I just wanted to come back and say Super Chat Squad again. Thank you so much for the generosity, the abundance there. I just did the conversion. Um, thank you, thank you. Hey, we got Howard coming through. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Super Chat Squad. Thank you, Howard. So, what kind of music do you listen to? Howard, I'm all over the place with my music. I like rap, hip hop, country. I love classic country. I love classic country. I love classic country. I was just up in Wyoming for a little bit, and they had the most classic country. I was loving it. I was sitting in traffic jams every day, blaring classic country. Love it. Um, Not really a big R&B fan, not a big reggae fan. I like a little pop. K-pop is where it's at right now, by the way. Uh, you know, but mainly I'm really into like my underground female rappers, that whole scene. So like YouTube recommends them to me a lot. So there's a lot of young girls coming up rapping that are fire, that I really enjoy. So that's mainly, you know, rock as well. But like, I mean, I got so many. There's just yeah. If it's not R&B, like reggae or I don't know, I even listen to classical sometimes. But yeah, I just love music. I just love music. Cardi B, Glorilla. I called Glorilla. I told y'all she was gonna be a star. I told y'all when no one had even heard of her. I was like, that girl has it. She's gonna be a star. I said the same with Cardi B. I was like that. I didn't know she was gonna be a rapper, but I was just like that girl. But by the time I discovered Cardi B, she kind of blown up already. But I was like that young lady has it. But Glorilla, I knew instantly. It's like she had star quality. Like you can't. Some people just got it. Like we was talking about earlier. She's just one of the people that when she was rapping with all the other girls, they all talented. Aliza, Slime Maroney, Gloss Up, K Carbon, they all talented. But like you could tell she was the star in the room. Even though they're all stars in their own right. Forever Eclectic. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Super Chat Squad. That is love. Thank you. Thank you. So thanks for spreading positivity. Hey, I feel blessed to have the platform to be able to spread it. So you're definitely welcome. Thank y'all for being here and giving me the love back, the positivity back, the abundance back. So thank you. Thank you. We're gonna keep it positive. We're gonna keep it positive. Yes, I love Patsy Cline too. Though Dolly is I got a Dolly t-shirt that bruh, they ain't many who did it. Thank you, Forever Eclectic. Thank you, thank you, thank you. There's love. Um, there ain't many who ever did it like Dolly. She styled herself after the town tramp. You, the problem, the problem is people don't see what Dolly Parton was doing. You know what I mean? Do you know how hard it has to be? Dolly Parton's a very intelligent woman. This is a perfect example for I am who I am, I do what I do. And this is a perfect example of someone ties right in with the string. Glad I thought of it. I'm joking. Of someone who was genuinely being themselves and like was able to market that. You know what I mean? All the over the top stuff Dolly did. Or actually, I wouldn't even say over the top. All the things that like she did that like at the time were kind of like, we know the things. The things about Dolly that are larger than life, we'll say, that are commonplace now, but in the 70s and 80s were unheard of. Those were things she wanted to do, and she did them and used that to like market herself and make herself a star into an international superstar. It's not like now where people do those type of things because it's part of the game plan. She was like one of the first ones to do that. And I guarantee people told her, like, tone it down. You can't be out here saying you modeled yourself after the town tramp or in country. No, but she did it. And like it worked because that's authentically her. I think just because I, wear makeup and get work done and, you know, like things a different proportion than other people doesn't mean I'm not a brilliant, intelligent, talented woman who could make it in the industry. She just did it and it worked. Love me some Dolly. Love me some Dolly. Like Dolly is, bruh. They ain't. It takes a lot of money to look this cheap. Facts. You know what I mean? Even the you say you know see what I'm saying? The little quotes and she took it and ran with it. Why is it? I keep going out of focus. I got to figure out the lighting here. Definitely got to figure out better lighting. We gonna figure it out though. Dolly Parton was it? Oh, I thought you said at your parents, with your parents. Oh, okay, okay, got you. That's cool, Praveen. Yeah, Michael. Sometimes I feel like all of us. Sometimes when we try something, it doesn't work, we give up. That's why, like, when we're doing things that we want to do, excuse me, that we genuinely want to do, a lot of times you're not going to give up because it's something you want it to do. So even if you don't ascend to the heights, that maybe you dreamed of or other people think you should, if you're doing what you love, you on some level you don't care. Like if you want to be a musician, you may not make it into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but like if you and a couple of your friends got a little band and y'all get a few gigs and y'all make enough money to tour, you know what I mean? Or you just do it on the weekends for like if you really want to do something and you have a love for doing it, just being able to do it, you're grateful for that. If fame and fortune and money comes with it, cool. Actually, sometimes people are like, I liked it better without the fame, fortune, and money. But like, I think it's easier when we're trying to do something we don't want to do, but we're doing it for the money to give up. But if it's just something you love doing, like you're just gonna do it. Other people might be, oh, he never made it. She never. I don't care. I just want to, you know, I just like doing what I do. But even in that framework, sometimes people give up. But I mean, it's why do some people give up and some don't? In the same situation, one person keeps going, the other person gives up. Like, you know, Tony Bennett died. Oh, I didn't know that. Sorry to hear that. R.I.P. You live close to where Pamela Anderson was born. Where was she born? Yeah, yeah, that's a good point too. Some people get attached to the dream, and if they don't make it where they wanted to make it, it's the end. You know what I mean? They don't make it to the pros. It's it's like there's a ton of people who. That's what I love these days that they're developing so many more leagues. Not only is it around the world, there's so many leagues, but even here at home, there's so many more leagues for people who don't make it to the top. You can still professionally. Brianna Stewart, and Nafisa Collier are coming out with the league. I know more about the women's leagues than the men's leagues, obviously. Go WNBA, we in here. But yeah, I just like the fact that there's more opportunities for athletes to play professionally than there ever have been. So I think there's a lot of people who are like, yeah, I may not make the NBA or the WNBA, but like I still make a living. I still get to play professionally, and like I still get to do what I love, and it pays the bills, or at least part of them. I'm with you, Craig. I'm so ready for expansion. Like even even this draft. How many girls I was looking forward to seeing, and they got cut. Not to mention the ones who didn't even get drafted. But like, there's so many girls from college that I'm like, man, I can't wait to see her in the pros, and now I don't get to see her in the pros. I'm being very selfish here, but like, yeah, I mean, but the sport is expanding, and if it keeps expanding, I think they'll have to do some. People are going to see there's money in it, and when people see there's money in it, then they'll start expanding. So, yeah, I saw Brittany Griner dunk. Yeah. I think she dunked twice. I didn't. I watched like a quarter of the All Star game, and then I turned it off. Like the All Star game doesn't excite me. I don't know. Like most of the women I appreciate the most in the WNBA weren't in the All Star game, so I'll watch some of it. Maybe laziness is in our DNA. Maybe it's just like, hey, I just was. That's when, like, if you feel like being lazy, be lazy. If you don't, you know, you know. Oh, Caden coming to a design work update. Oh, sorry, I missed this. Yesterday was my first day, and it was amazing. Everyone's so nice. I've already done so much with my coworkers. Cliff jump, stargaze, hike, so much positivity. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's amazing. Caden, thank you so much for coming back through and sharing with us. Just got there. Already cliff jumping, stargazing, hiking. The love. I'm telling you, it's a different environment. Glad you're enjoying it, Caden. That's awesome. Hey, keep us updated, as you get a chance. Yeah, I like when other people come through and back up what I've been saying about seasonal work. You can be some pretty cool people, do some pretty fun stuff in some amazing places. Praveen wants to learn higher level math just for the fun of it. Wow. Wow. Do it. Do it. Do it. Yeah, I mean, some athletes like a Michael Jordan, every day they in there practicing, blah, blah, blah. Here's the thing though. Excuse me, it's this fruit punch. I see you 7-Eleven. It's like you could be like, oh, someone like Michael Jordan was in the gym every day doing different stuff, blah, 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 blah. That's what made him the greatest. There are other players who do the same thing and they never became the greatest or one of the best. So it probably, it was in his DNA to be one of the best. And that's not saying don't get in the gym, you know what I mean? But I'm just saying like it a lot of times will. I'm not coming at you at all, 12, but going back to like, is it in your DNA or what? You can have two people or 20 people do the same thing. One of the 20 is the GOAT. The other 20 barely make the team. Some people are just good. Some people are just good. Now, does Jordan doing that make him better than he would if he didn't do it? Probably. But like, even without doing that, he probably still would have been better than most people in the NBA. And that goes back to like there's something in him that probably enjoyed that. Whereas other people were like, I ain't getting up and doing that every day. They still made the league. They still got paid. I always wonder about stuff like that. Like, is are certain things just is this what made someone great, or did it just make them a little better? Were they just destined to be great? Midnight Bandit, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Super Chat Squad coming through with the Canadian cash, the international Super Chat Squad. Said I'm going to go to other activities, but I'll definitely be back because I have a lot of fun here. Makes me feel good. Thanks everyone. You're welcome. Thank you. Appreciate the love, the abundance. Thank you. Have fun with the other activities. We don't need to know what they are. I just with you. Have fun. Have fun. Aisha feels like eating Taco Bell and cake. Are you depressed? That's like a straight depression meal. I'm gonna go to Taco Bell. I'm gonna give me a number 2, extra sour cream. I'm gonna give me some Ben and Jerry's. Oh no, that's ice cream. That's not cake. Dang it. You gonna do a stream eating Taco Bell at the gym? They gonna kick you out the gym. You might get kicked out of Taco Bell too. Hey, thank you, keeping it real. Love you too. How grateful am I, Ricky? Very grateful. Like I don't really know a gratitude scale, but very grateful. I'm grateful for being grateful, if that makes any sense. Sometimes I worry that one day I'll stop being grateful, and that bothers me. So I'm grateful to be grateful. Makes any sense? Hey, MP2468, thank you, thank you, thank you. That is love. There's your heart. Super Chat Squad. So I wanted to say your videos have taught me to be less judgmental. It's hard, but I'm the only one who loses when I judge others. That's amazing. I'm so glad my videos could help with that. That was something that truly has been life changing for me. Is getting to a point where I just try not to judge people. That's why a lot of people hear me be like, "Well, hey, if that's what that person, it's their right. If people do what they do." I'm sure there's tons of things about me I do people to understand. Who am I to act like I understand what other people? So many people have different backgrounds, different DNA, so many things they went through that make them who they are. I don't even totally understand who I am sometimes, or why I do certain things or have done certain things. But I'm going to judge somebody else who's the same. I don't know. It's just weird. We all know deep down inside that none of us really know what we're doing, but then we judge other people. You know what I mean? It's like, bro, like they don't. You, we're all just humans trying to get through, womb to tomb. And when I realized this, when I started to realize this, that scripture that's like, stop judging or you'll be judged, really opened up to me because I realized it's twofold. I always thought it was like, oh, if you judge other people will judge you. So don't do it. But then I realized the more I judged other people, the more I judged myself. Right? And that was really like an awakening. Because if I go through life looking at other people and giving them giving them grace, you know what I mean? Hey, people do what they do. Might have had a bad childhood. Who knows? Then when I turn the camera, the lens on me, I'm gonna give myself grace too. Ah, Tim, you're such a piece of trash. Hey, wait a second. A lot of this stuff, I was just born, whatever I give others, I'm gonna give me. But if I'm judging other people, I'm very hard on other people. When I look at myself in the mirror, I'm gonna be very hard on me. Right? If all day long I'm like, that person's stupid, that person's dumb. I don't know why they do that. Every time I mess up, Tim, you so dumb, you so stupid. What, and that's when I'm like, oh, that's what that scripture meant as well. Stop judging other people because then you won't judge yourself. Or you won't judge yourself harshly. You know what I mean? So I'm deeply grateful that my videos could help you with that, because that's a life-changing kind of thing. Because and it makes it easier to go through life. Like I don't have to get all worked up and spend all the energy judging people, bro. Like when I can just be like, and sometimes it's harder than others, depending on what people are doing. But when you can just go through life and be like, But that was wrong. She shouldn't have disrespected me. That's what disrespectful people do. You know, why she always lying? Because that's what liars do. I don't know. Now, just because I don't judge you doesn't mean I have to rock with you. I just, stop rocking with people. Okay, all right. This is getting we not talking Howard. I'm sorry, we're not talking about that. Like we not. There's certain topics we're not getting into that. Like we keep the chat pretty positive. 132 degree. Where's Rio Rico? That sounds like a 90s rock band. Hey, hang in there, Trucker Dan. Mark Simpson, good to see you. Good to see you. I'm pretty sure I heard of a single by Rio Rico in the 90s. Lots of leather in the video. Okay. Oh, I think we going wait till next year. I know one thing, I ain't gonna be in the desert next year in the summertime. Nope, 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 nope. This is I'm a firm believer that a lot of things we do in life we're not doing for the moment, we're doing for the future. Well, we're doing it for the moment and the future. Coming here and feeling this heat, I'd heard how hot it was. Back in my mind, oh, that's hot. Actually, I didn't know that Vegas was this hot, but now I know. I think this is I did. It's good to know. Record-breaking heat waves. Now I'm hoping these heat waves cycle out and like we get normal weather, whatever weather like we used to get in the 80s. But who knows? No, I'm not working here. Honestly, I came down to hang out with Travel Snacks. Allison. I should start calling her Allison. But yeah, I came up to hang out with Travel Snacks. So I've really been getting, I was working for the past few months, and I didn't really make any friends, and that was a big factor into my decision. Was like I can do alone, but like we just had 300 likes. Thank you. But sometimes I need to be around friends. You know what I mean? Like it's not worth it sometimes if there's not somebody around that you can hang out with. So Jazzy, I'm a huge Alan Watts nerd. So I think I have that on my Audible. I got a lot of Alan Watts audiobooks, and I've listened to most of the stuff on the internet. So yeah. I love me some Alan Watts is one of my gurus. I know he always says I'm not a guru, and I know people are very fond of telling me he died a drunk. I know all this, a drunk, a womanizer, whatever. Alan Watts is one of my life gurus. Like, yeah, totally. Yeah, T Snacks is very entertaining. Like yeah, T Snacks is funny. Like she's even funnier in real life. Like she be being good on the internet. Like her channel is geared to a slightly older, or so she be being very reserved on the internet. Like you meet her in real life, she crazy. Uh, uh, uh. Casey, I'd rather neither. I don't want tons of debt, but neither do I want to do nothing. So yeah, neither. Aisha, you been listening to Alan Watts? I'm telling you, Alan Watts, man. Turn him on and let old Alan lull you to sleep, man. You're especially when he talks about like Zen and life not being serious. I love the Zen stuff. I love the Zen stuff. Yeah, because you can't talk about Zen. You know what I mean? So I love listening to I love listening to him talk about Zen while simultaneously saying, "I'm doing you a disservice the more I talk." I can't tell you about Zen because there's nothing to tell you. And the more I pretend to be telling you about it, the less you're learning about it. First time I ever heard him say, I'm like, it's kind of like in the Tao Te Ching. Was the first stanza is the Tao that can be told is not the true Tao. But then there's a whole rest of the book about it. It's basically like you don't need to read this book. You know what I mean? I'm wait till I write my book. Wait till I write my book. I'm thinking about titling it "This Book is a Waste of Your Money." And first chapter is going to say there's nothing in this book that you don't already know. You do not need to read this book. But since you've already spent 19.99 on it, hardback, since you've already spent 19.99 on it, and I think you would be pissed if the rest of the pages were blank, I'm going to tell a few stories that will hopefully by the end of it make you realize you didn't need to read this book. I, somebody clip that up, send it to me. That's going to be the first chapter of my book. Chapter 1. You don't need to read this book. why, why you wasted your... I'm telling you, that's what my book's going to be, man. I'm telling you. I'm with you, Aisha. I think that makes it better that he had a normal life like the rest of us. And he even talks about, he was saying a lot of people will go over to this back in the 60s or whatever, when Zen was really big, I think. Um, and it still is, I guess. But I mean, with Americans. But people would go over to like China or Japan and they'd meet a Zen master. And then they would get like disillusioned because he'd be like smoking cigarettes, or the Zen master would have a girlfriend. And like one of the things he was like, we have this ideal of, oh, there's these perfect people who figured life out and they do no wrong, no vices. But the Zen masters were trying to show that like it's not really living if you don't have some type of vice. You know what I mean? I mean, because we all know examples of certain very pious people who tried to cut all the vices out of their life and then they turned to some really bad vices. We won't name no names, point at no fingers, at no religion. You know what I mean? But we've all seen examples of people who tried to be so pious that they ended up like going in the other direction. So it's like you're supposed to have your little things. You know, don't do nothing too wrong, nothing too crazy, nothing that violates your moral code, but like that's life. We beat ourselves up a lot of times over little things we do. Oh, that's not right. I shouldn't have had second piece of cake. Have the second piece of cake. Calm down. Oh, I shouldn't have done it. Stop. I mean, it's human. This is natural stuff. If you ain't hurting nobody, you're not breaking your moral code. It's okay. Loosen up. Loosen. You mean? No, you don't get anywhere being rigid. Enjoy life, laugh, joke, have fun. Every now and then, let yourself do a little whatever. It's okay. It's if we were built with certain longings, you mean like why would we try to shut them off completely? You know what I mean? Like I said, keep your word, don't hurt nobody, stuff like that. But like it's just weird that we like to think that like, you know, a truly enlightened being doesn't just, sits and stares out of, just does nothing, never makes a mistake, never stop. Like what would be the point? What would be the point? We're all human. And most of this stuff isn't wrong. A lot of things we label vices, there's nothing wrong with them. If you do them to the extreme, that's a problem. But like, it's just we're just, And my thing with Alan Watts too is like, I don't care what he did. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he wouldn't have been able to put the message out there the way he put it out there if he didn't live his life the way he lived it. I think that's something we forget too. Is like We're all byproducts of the life we live. So if you see somebody, you know, doing something and really helping people, you may have to excuse them the little issues you have with them because that's how they got to where they at. You know what I mean? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to jump off now. I think 3 hours is a good amount of time. I got to eat some lunch. I got to relax. I got to stay in the air conditioning. Um, Thank y'all so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. We are taking back our title of Live Stream King. So if you see more live streams, hope you appreciate them. I'm going to try to get some videos done as well, but y'all didn't hear me talk about the heat. So I don't know. We're going to have to do them early in the morning, late in the night. But we're going to figure some things out. Stay tuned. You know, me and Travel Snacks hopefully should be doing some collaborating here shortly. So that's always fun. Um, Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Big shout out to the Super Chat squad. Thank y'all, thank y'all, thank y'all. That is love. Big shout out to everyone who hit the thumbs up, everybody who commented. Big shout out to the couple of people we had to block. Um, it's all love. Enjoy the rest of your day. I love each and every one of y'all. I mean that. Thank you so much for being part of this community. Talk to y'all later.